The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The Book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered 12! Covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Take the pants off and get ready, boys and girls. It's a Monday. Bostonian versus The Book at the top. Oh, my. He is Dave Sharapan. I am Matt Perrault. We have not brought in our top of this show guest in a while, Dave. YouTube,
are you ready?
Folks, Twitter, folks, X folks, at Boston versus The Book, Sports Grid TV, hashtag Sorry Will is just going to be a thing because, well, what's the over-under, Dave, on number of F-bombs we're about to drop on people's heads here on Monday morning?
Whatever he wants. This guy comes on, he has carte blanche. So, yes, we got Scott Farrell at the top of the show. We got Super Bowl talk. Listen to people cry about the refs. We've done enough of that. It's Chiefs, Eagles, redo part 2. We just did this in Arizona 2 years ago. We got a clip of you talking about how excited you were about the game 2 years ago, and it's like weird because it almost could be the exact same thing. And then I have a favorite thing about today. If you'll notice, I'm wearing a Fraggle Rock t-shirt because I have an unbelievable story
about Fraggle Rock.
Oh yeah, about Fraggle Rock.
Were you singing the song?
I'm not singing the song.
Oh, the song's tremendous. Sing the song.
Great.
It's great. Tremendous.
Yeah, it is. But
I'm a big fan of the song.
Are you?
Yeah, big fan. Big fan of the Muppets. Big fan of Fraggle Rock. Yeah, those are all kids. You got no idea. You got no clue.
Yeah. You
got no clue.
Don't. You think you know, but you don't know.
How we got into it. Well, all right. Enough of the buildup. Let's bring him in. Buckle up, boys and girls. He is the one and the only Scotty Farrell joining us here on the Bostonian versus The Book. What is up? We have not talked to you in a while, Scotty. How are you?
I prefer crack rock, which I refer to as butter on the show. It doesn't go over well with management. I have to tell you that, it's disturbing for me to see you in that Eagles hat. I had another buddy. I have two friends that are Eagles fans. One is John Kincaid, who does the mornings on Fanatic in Philly.
Yep.
And, fuck him too. Okay? And then my buddy in Vegas, I was the best man in his wedding. He's the most painful fucking Eagles fan on the face of the earth. And I hope his wife is kidnapped.
Whoa!
And, look, I'm going to be forced to root for those cocksuckers because
why?
I hate the Chiefs more than anything on earth. Now, listen, I was born in Kansas City at St. Luke's Hospital. I hope everyone in there gets chlamydia.
Whoa!
My aunt lives there, and my uncle died there. A few years ago. He played at Missouri. He was a fullback at Missouri, and my aunt lives there to this day. And she's a fucking hag too.
Whoa!
Sending me fucking, rubbing it in my face. Text messages throughout the play. Hey, did you enjoy the Steeler game? Hey, are you gonna watch the Chiefs today? Hey, can you believe we're going to 5 Super Bowls in 6 years? Hey, do you think we're gonna win our 3rd straight Super Bowl? Hey, what'd you think of the calls in the game tonight?
Whoa.
Hey, fuck off, Auntie. You fucking cunt bag.
Whoa! What's the C word?
Honestly, I mean, holy shit. I have to tell you that for me personally.
Did you bet the Bills?
I lost both games.
Oh.
I still hit 7 of 12 spreads in the playoffs, but I lost both games. I bet on Washington and Buffalo because I fucking hate Philadelphia and Kansas City that much.
Man.
Now, I used to do the Eagles pregame on YSP in Philly. So I've lived around all those fat loser drunks and their abusive bullshit. And the guy, remember the guy that got banned for calling the chick a cunt for 4 hours and lost his career, his life, his family. Meanwhile, he was like a girl dad. What a loser. Anyway, that's what they're like. That's really, he's the epitome of what their fans are like. So I had Kincaid rub it in my face today.
Oh, boy.
Said he had a blast because I said, what could be worse than, really, that game yesterday was terrible. Like, I don't care what anybody says. You can talk about it all day till you're blue in the fucking face. A 32-point blowout in a title game, you can knob my dick, okay? And then how about the second game, as usual, was another, Buffalo bend over. They take it in the ass.
Terrible.
They play him. I am done with, I rooted for the Bills. I rooted for Morency. I rooted for Carver, my guys. And I was pulling for him. The first time I've ever seen my wife watch a football game in like 20 years, cheering for him. And I'm like, what is happening here? Am I going to get laid or something? Like, she wouldn't watch a game if I fucking gave her $1,000.
Right.
Watch the whole game
Because of the
she
Chiefs.
fucking hates the Chiefs. So what do I get? I get Philadelphia and Kansas City in the Super Bowl again. Now, I prefer another open heart surgery. I also prefer my 4 asshole fissure hanging hemorrhoid surgeries that I had. 4 of those. And you remember Howard Stern had fissures and fistulas just like I did. And we used to do entire shows on our rectums. I prefer a bleeding pussy asshole.
Whoa!
And like, what do they call that thing? The pummel horse? Here's how I used to have to shit after those surgeries. Because when you get done having your ass operated on, believe me, you sit on pillows. And when you cable and you've got 25 different stitches in your asshole, you sit like this on the toilet and hold your ass up and you cry. You cry. Oh, God, it fucking hurt. Oh, my God. I would rather have a bloody pussy burning fire asshole and watch this Super Bowl again. Now, the best part of my trip to New Orleans next week to do what I love doing, Sports Grid week at the Super Bowl shows. Yeah. The best part will be leaving on Saturday fucking morning on the 8th of February. When I leave at 6:02 a.m. will be my favorite part of the week.
So if we get you seats, you don't want to go to the game?
I have been to 15 Super Bowls. I went to 8 Steelers Super Bowls. Okay. I went to Tulane Stadium with my father as a kid and sat outside in the rain. I have seen enough Super Bowls. I refuse to go to Super Bowls when I hate both fucking teams. I will root for the Eagles only because I have to.
Right.
True.
I have
Me
to
too.
root for
Right.
them.
Yes.
I have no other choice than to root for them.
So there's no
sick.
like let's muster it up for Pennsylvania, like because you're a Pittsburgh guy, I'm a Pittsburgh
Philadelphia.
guy. Okay.
On that side of Pennsylvania. I'm from fucking Pittsburgh. I don't fucking root for fucking other teams.
Okay.
I never have. I never will. I wish death to all teams in the NFL. And I'm also not one of these pussy bitch oh, you're my friend. Are you going to root for my team? Fuck off. I don't root for friends' teams either. I don't fucking have friends that I root for their fucking teams. I root for the Penguins, Pirates, and Steelers. That is it. Suck my balls. I like Indiana basketball. They suck cock.
Oh, they do.
Miami Canes. They haven't won a fucking ball game since before Christ.
What about the Penguins? What's going on with the Penguins right now?
The Penguins are back to the disco 80s. They are losing every night. They blow. I went to see Kool and the Gang at the Igloo with the roof open. That's how bad the Penguins are.
That was a great show.
It was a great show.
Oh, my
the Double
goodness
Dutch Bus.
gracious.
Didn't they do that one too? I don't even remember.
No, that was different people.
Whatever. That was a great song.
Were you more mad watching Indiana blow the lead to Maryland yesterday or watching both football games?
No, I'm used to Indiana sucking dick. I said on the in the middle of the game, I said, fire Woodson, hire Mick Cronin. They need someone around there that starts fucking yelling again and treating people like shit just like Bob Knight did. 30 years of Indiana winning 3 national titles. They got 5 overall, 3 with Knight. They have been pussies ever since. And they've hired 15 coaches, and they all blow. And so does Woody. They need to get rid of him. He doesn't win, and he gets shitty players. He gets transfers. They all suck too. Bayo sucks. Like, he should be playing with me in the morning at 6 a.m. with the D1 and NBA retired guys I play with. He's not better than one of them. And then all the rest of them can't shoot.
Right.
And so
Or
I
hit
knew
free
they would
throws.
lose. They lose every game. And so when they lost, I wasn't surprised. What I was surprised about was that they were up by 2 when the guy hit the 3. Like, I was sleeping. I was on about my 5th rum. I was like watching Indiana play basketball. I woke up. I'm like, Jesus Christ. We're up to it. I'm like, gang, 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 gang. Made another drink, and then the guy hit the 3, and then I bent over again. Vaseline right in my ass. Fucking bullshit.
So
All my teams suck, and I gotta tell you,
are you excited about the Pirates? Like the Pirate season's coming up. Aren't you excited about the Pirates and Skeens and everything?
I love Paul Skeens and I love the Pirates, but I mean, their payroll's $80 million. They blow. I mean, they blow, right? They blow. Yeah. So they have no chance ever. How do you have a chance in baseball when one team spends $380 million and your owner makes $300 million and spends $80 million of it? I'm surprised they have food at the stadium.
Permanis is pretty good. I mean,
they got one in the airport now. Did you know that?
Yeah. Got it stopped there last time.
I fly out. So I go to all the Steeler games and I fly out in the morning. Nothing like a Permani sandwich at 8 in the morning to give you fucking gas. I mean, honestly, like, those are great only at 2 in the morning when you're hammered. Like, that's a hammered sandwich. That's not a, hey, let's pack in the car and go down to Permani's and have a sandwich. No one does that. You only go there when you're drunk. At least I never went there sober.
How was the last trip to Pittsburgh? I mean, you got there with the kid, you showed him around, you stayed down at the William Penn, you saw my buddy Reno again. Everything good in Pittsburgh, at least the last time you were there?
Yeah, like, I love Reno. I always miss him when I'm there. I went to see him like at the Fancy Terrace restaurant there in the William Penn. He wasn't there, and he wasn't going to be there Sunday. And I'm like, what am I going to call him and see if he wants to drive down on his day off and see me in the
probably not
in the hotel? No, so I don't see him. But I went to the Capitol Grill. I ate a $1,000 dinner before I went out to that Bengals game in 10 below with the wind chill weather.
You look
freezing my nuts off. We had fun though. You know, it's weird. I've been so hammered in Pittsburgh at Steeler weekends that I didn't even know they had a did you know they had a Del Frisco's right on the corner at the William Penn? Yeah. I've been going there for 20 years and I never knew there was a Del Frisco's 5 steps from the door. And I walked by it the other day and I went, holy shit, there's a fucking Del Frisco's on the corner. What the fuck am I going to Eddie V's for? God damn, for frozen Chilean sea bass, you fucking whore.
Scott, back to football for a second in terms of where the NFL goes. Where are you?
I thought you were like a Patriot fan. Why are you wearing that hat?
Because I hate the Chiefs. So
all right.
It's all Philly all the time.
We're all good then.
Yeah, I hate the Chiefs more than anything. So I'm right there with you on this. And so I'm right there, conspiracy theory with you as well. What do we do about geriatric, out of shape men who can't run in straight lines, who can't look at a football that goes over the 40-yard line and to decide to go ahead and basically argue for a couple of minutes and then put the thing short? It wasn't just once, Scotty, it was twice. Because Kincaid got it on 3rd down. He got the 1st down, and they missed it on 4th down too.
Yeah, I thought he had the 1st down. I thought it was Knox. I thought Knox had the 1st down.
Oh, Knox, okay.
It was Knox. Knox had the 1st down. Then they screw him on the 4th down. The one guy, let's just face facts, okay? So one guy runs in perfectly on the 1st down line, exactly where it was. And the other guy, he ran in like he blew a 1.9 on the breathalyzer on the side of the 79 in Pittsburgh after his 15th Iron City beer and 6 shots of Jameson at the local pub down there in fucking Crafton.
Yeah.
he veered off like he was drunk. And then the gall the gall of them to have like a meeting about it and replay and still come back and fucking shaft them. It's unbelievable. But you know what? They've been getting every single fucking call for so long that I don't even give a fuck anymore. You know what? I read an article today in the Wall Street Journal that was accurate, that all people do is cry and bitch about the Chiefs getting calls. And I think the article was right. Like, that's all we do. So I'm fucking done with it. I don't even care anymore. They get so many goddamn calls that, like, you know, I'm so sick and tired of talking about them and about the calls and about Mahomes and about Taylor Swift and Kelsey. All right, here's an example. So today I walk into the liquor store. I got to pick up some things, and I go in, and 34C's got me running. I need you to pick up this wine. I need you to get this, and then I go, all right. So I'm minding my own business. This is like an hour and a half ago. Minding my own business. I'm walking in, and I walk in, and the first thing I see is like a 7-foot cutout cardboard Travis Kelce and a Azul tequila like commercial banner selling booze at the liquor store, and I fucking punched it right in the fucking mouth. Walking in the store, I just fucking cranked it right in the fucking mouth. I got fucking start my day with this fucking idiot. Done with it. I'm done with him. Now I heard, he's gonna propose to her at the Super Bowl. Please, I want to fucking kill myself.
Please no.
Listen, honestly.
Oh my God.
Listen,
please no.
I think she's the greatest entertainer in the world.
Yes.
You know, making money these days. She's no Mick Jagger, but she's incredible woman and amazing talent. What she's done making billions, God bless her. She's fantastic. I've said this on my show. I don't give a fuck. When I'm watching football, I don't need her around. I don't need celebrity sweet shots. Yep. I don't care who's at the fucking Nick game. I am betting. I have a gambling problem. I have a drinking problem. I fucking don't need anything distract. Fucking Caitlin Clark. Go fuck yourself. I don't give a fuck what you do. Stay out of my football game when I'm betting $1,000.
Wow. All right.
I don't want anybody. Like, I don't care about their love affair and her fame. And like, she's amazing. I'll never live up to her, greatness. I get it. Stay out of my out of my fucking football game. Can I watch? Can CBS? Can they get a producer that doesn't suck her tits every game?
I don't know about that.
Honestly, they just can't stop showing her.
No, because half the audience now is like Dave's wife. Dave's wife's watching because he wants to see Travis. It's not about football for a lot of people who are tuning in. They want to tune in for Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce, and they want to watch Taylor. That's why the conspiracy theory has legs. If he proposes to her, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to flip the bleep out. I won't be able to handle it.
You two are my favorites. Way funnier than Jason Kelce will ever be. And they got this guy on every goddamn commercial. He's doing some crappy late night show that's got a negative 30 share. He's like Bluto City. All I know is you guys are 10 times better. I don't care about his soup eating. I don't care about his, wearing robes and laying next to the fire. I don't care about anything at all. I don't give a shit at all. Zero. Right. Congratulations. You're a hot commodity. Snoop Dogg, he's doing everything. What's next? They're going to replace Kendrick Lamar with Taylor at the halftime show.
Please no.
They're getting married. I mean, what's next? I don't even care about him. I don't care about him and his halftime show. I don't care. I care about hitting bets and watching football. And I got to tell you, I thought the Bills-Chiefs game was great, and I thought they fucked it up per usual, but it was still a great game. And the Chiefs beat them. It's that simple. They won. Yeah. They got it done. And Josh Allen didn't. I'm done with him. I'm done. Yeah. I got to go on today for 3 hours with Carver High and Morency and talk about this shit. Like, I have to listen to them.
You should wear black. You should wear black.
Listen, can I show you what I'm wearing?
Please. I would love to see it. I mean, you have pants on? Thank God. Pearl said, make sure you have pants on. Are you wearing black for a funeral?
Green.
Green?
Eagles green.
To boost the spirits. Okay,
all
that's
Eagles.
fine.
I gotta go all Eagles because I honestly I would rather have gonorrhea than have the Chiefs win another one. I don't even care. Like the fact that I have to talk about them for 2 weeks.
Yes,
on,
no thanks.
On Sports Grid and in New Orleans, like literally, I've thought of killing myself or cutting my tongue out. Like I've already had a discussion. I was in the car. I'm thinking an entire bottle of Dilaudid. It'll be over in 30 minutes. I'll see ghosts. I'll die. I'll go into a severe shock and stroke. Another heart attack and die. Or
I don't want any of that. Please, you had the heart.
Cut my tongue off. And then she could chop my dick off and fucking put it in a frying pan and cook it up. And I'll be on the kitchen floor fucking bleeding out.
What do we do about the tush push? It was deemed yesterday. They were one more time away for the Washington Commanders were from a palpably unfair act where Hockey League had to get on say Washington has been advised. What was that?
Gay is what it was. Super gay. The whole thing was super gay. They should have a show called Super Gay and have that be the opening of the show of the ref saying, we're going to give them a score here if you try this one more time, mister. Like, it was so bad. Like, I don't even fucking care anymore. Do
you think it's turning people off? All of this stuff, is it turning people off of the NFL?
Listen, I swear to God, I swear to you when I say this, I have been doing this for 41 years. And I just, there comes a point where I've had these ruminations in my head of, I just don't like it anymore. Like, I don't want to watch this anymore. I'm sick and tired of watching the NFL refs butcher games. Not that game. How about every fucking game they ruin?
Right.
The only refs that I can deal with. You see me with my Refs Are Terrorist shirt that Sean Green gave me. I wear that. I wear it to the gym. People look at me like I'm a terrorist. I wear it to the gym to play ball. People look at me like I raped their daughter. But anyway, the only refs that I can tolerate in sports are the NHL refs. I think they do a decent job with a bunch of violent dudes smashing each other's faces and heads off and blasting each other into the boards and tripping and hooking and slashing. I think they do a decent job of calling games. I think the NBA, baseball, and NFL refs are horrible. And then is there anything worse when you hear like Adam Silver or Roger Goodell? We have the greatest referees in the world.
Right. Yeah.
Fuck off. They're the worst. I mean, they are the worst. And you already said geriatric once. Yep. Don't get me started on these guys like Pete Carroll getting a job at 74. Honest to Christ. Don't you love your grandchildren? Isn't there anything? Can you go down to the fishing pond?
You don't think this is going to work? Vegas is excited. We got a coach.
Grandpa, and sit together by the fire and have some Pringles and a little tomato soup. Can we just, Grandpa, I love you. You've never spent a minute with me my entire life. All you've ever done is work. Or do they all turn into Joe Paterno? And when the day they fired him, he was dead within a week. Like everyone I know, like I'm 59. I'm already like ready to jump. I'm ready to jump. I've done this so long. People working when they're 74. Bro, I'll be a coke dealer in the Caribbean by the time I'm 66. I mean, honestly, like, who in their right mind wants to work when they're 75? People say, I want to stay vibrant. It keeps my mind active, and I don't want to get Alzheimer's. Shut the fuck up. When you're old, you're old. I am rooting for him to lose so much that his fucking ass bleeds. And then Belichick, I got pictures of him with every kid in town. He's given out like 50 scholarships around here to football players. Yeah. I know 10 of them myself. Yeah. He's been around going to everybody's kitchen.
Is that going to work? Scotty, is that going to work?
I don't think so. They've never won. What's he going to fucking win a national championship? There are so many teams loaded with talent that have great quarterbacks and star players that are $20 million like Ohio State. They're not losing to no North Carolina. Right. They can't even win fucking basketball games.
Right. I think your point, Scotty, is felt by a lot of people, though, because there were two moments in the games yesterday that look, I'm 47 years old. I've been watching football for a long time.
Right.
I had no idea that you could blend to the 2-minute warning, that it didn't matter, that you actually had a, it just matters if you were inside of 1 second. Like, so why the hell are we keeping the thing on the clock? Like,
that was bad too. Like everything
blended?
It goes on and on. The catch Worthy made, that wasn't a catch.
Wasn't a catch. No.
How is it that ball hits the ground? Anyone else, it's incomplete. But when the Chiefs have a ball hit the ground, it's a great play. Like it's like I said, I'm not gonna be that whiny bitch anymore. I'm just so used to it now. But I gotta tell you, like, some people think it's fantastic. I'm really turned off by him. Like, I'm just turned off by it. Like, I'd rather watch basketball. I'd rather watch hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have to, like, watching them makes me angry. Like, I get angry watching them. So, like, I said to my wife, I said, 34C, let's have a party on Super Bowl Sunday, because my nephew's coming from London. We call him Car Bomb. The last time he was here, I took him out in Manhattan. We carried him home, literally, and rolled him down the driveway. He got so drunk. He's from London. He's fun. He likes to drink and party. He's Irish as fuck, from Belfast. He means business. And I said, let's have a bash so I can party, eat my face off, and ignore this shitty game I don't want to watch. Although I do think it'll be a good game between these two teams. I do think it'll be a good game. And I do think the Eagles have a shot, and I don't care. I don't care about the game. Like, so I'd rather have a party with people that I like and love and have fun and eat and drink and laugh and joke around and fuck around than watch that game. Because all it does, every time I watch them, the Chiefs, honest to Christ, I get so fucking mad watching them that, like, I'm Bob Knight. Like, I am ready to have a stroke. I cuss so much and yell so much.
I don't believe
my
that.
dog ran away. My wife won't fuck me. My daughter won't talk to me. The neighbors give me the finger. Like, I yell and cuss so much. I'm just a horrible person. And I'm not even slightly bullshitting you.
I 100% believe that. All right, last one for me, because I know you got to go get ready to talk to Carver.
I may not make it through the show today.
Yeah,
I have more fun on this show. I always have more fun on this show than my show. My show, I got to follow pussy rules, and I got to worry about that fucking goddamn red phone ringing.
True.
I got a game tonight, by the way.
Do you?
9:30 tip, and I have to start and play the whole game because our 2 star players are out. And they called me and said, you're playing the whole game, Pharrell. We need you to play the whole game. It's an NBA court, so the court is enormous. You don't realize how big an NBA court is until you're breathing heavy, running up and down the court. So I usually play 12 minutes a game. I average 8, 6 rebounds. That was my last game. My high is 18 in a game. That was a game that I played like 30 of the 45 minutes. Tonight I'm playing 45 minutes nonstop, and I played this morning already. I played this morning for an hour and got in like 4 games, and then I'm playing tonight. Is
the game at Felician?
No, but I have played there many times. Great gym.
Okay.
But I will say this. Typically, I don't like the 9:30 start because when I get done with the show, I like to have a double rum just to come down off of it.
Right.
And I'm not able to drink between 6 and 9 before the tip-off at 9:30. So when I get home at 11:30, I will drink 4 doubles and pass out at 1 in the morning, because when you play basketball late at night, you're lit, you're wide awake, you can't sleep. So I have to drink myself to sleep. I have to literally drink 4 doubles and eat a lorazepam just to sleep.
What is your pregame stretching routine?
Very light. I'll stretch both legs. I'll do calves against the wall real quick for 2 minutes. And I don't hustle. I don't hustle. I don't dive for 50 balls. I'm almost 60 years old, but I can score from anywhere. I can shoot, I can bang, and I can rebound. And I use what I like to refer to as fat man screens. There's no little guard getting around my fat ass. So when I lay a pipe down and a screen, no one gets around it. I am wide-bodied, 6'4", 240. I mean business. Yeah. Now, these guys I play with, they're all D1 players. They're all great players. And they're fucking like 25 to 30 years old. Yeah. I'm fucking 59 years old playing with these dudes. They're like, get back, bro. I'm like, suck my dick.
How many more years are you going to be able to do this for, real?
I don't know. My cardiologist last Tuesday said I'm fantastic, 160 over 70.
Let's go.
Said, in fact, that I asked him, I said, I scream and yell a lot. and I get crazy and I watch sports and I get nuts and I cuss and I get violent and I'm scary. I turn colors. And he goes, I think you're all right. At 160 over 70, you got a standing and resting heart rate that's perfect. Your arteries aren't clogged. Both cal valves are working fantastic. My fake heart clamp is working fantastic. He said I'm good to go to do everything, including sex. So I think I'm all right. I said, can I play basketball unlimited? He said, go for it. I'm like, all right. So I just bang and ball out.
All right, my friend. Well, listen, you have a good show. You enjoy yourself. You just ripped off 30
wet right
minutes
now. I'm
on your own.
My entire body.
Look at him soaking wet again.
I'm soaking wet.
You're the best, Scotty. Thank you, my friend. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
I love you guys. BBB, baby. Hey, I love all those shows you've been doing in all these casinos and all over, flying places and doing shows, going here, going there. You guys
we'll be there to see you.
I love
you. There to see you in Jersey.
Yeah, we'll come see you in Jersey.
Anytime. Let's have a party. I got all kinds of places we can throw it down at. Believe me, they love you here too.
All right, perfect.
He is Scotty Farrell joining us here on the Boss Running versus the Book. Great to get him on the program.
Good.
Easiest. I told you. I said, buckle up, take your pants off, and have fun because he's just going to take over the show, which is like exactly what he did.
Holy crap!
Took over the whole show.
He's mad. He's angry. Like people are angry. What just happened, Addison?
Wrench, I have no idea. They should be angry. If you're just tuning into the show, you know, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
You know, we do have the matchup. It's Eagles Chiefs. I think there are a lot of people who are very annoyed. And look, to Scott's point, okay, and people in the chat are saying that they get to watch games with their daughters and it's brought a different demographic in and whatnot. And that's absolutely true. If you remember, the NFL is going overseas to go get new people. The NFL is bored of the 55-year-old white guy. The NFL doesn't care anymore. The NFL has had that demographic locked down for 30 years. The NFL is trying to get new people and they're trying to grow because, like any business, you need to have growth to sell to the investors that we're growing. We're having new audiences and new people and new markets that are opening up for us. So that's why people start to draw conclusions as to what has happened with Taylor, because Taylor Swift being at these games, I'm sorry, Will, we have 8,000.
Nothing you could say right now could be a problem for Will.
Nobody who's watching football gives a fuck about Taylor Swift being there if you're watching for the game. You're watching for Taylor because you're a Taylor Swift fan, and so you're tuning in to the side drama of the football. You want to see Taylor get proposed to at the Super Bowl.
Can that bring someone to the football?
No, it can bring them to the TV set. They're not bringing them to the football. They can't tell the first fucking thing of what happens on the field. They don't know. They don't get it. They're just watching the game. Who's winning? What score is this? What's that? They might eventually down the line through osmosis pay attention, but what they're bringing in is they want to see shots of Taylor Swift. And so that helps the audience grow. We talked about this before. There's a reason why the Ravens in the Bills game in the most coveted window on Sunday of the divisional round, why that was down 12%. It was down 12% because Taylor wasn't there. That's the piece that everything is being missed at the moment because Taylor Swift brings a new, younger demographic to the TV set, which is what CBS wants, what the NFL wants, and it gets them higher ratings. Thus, they get more money. Overall, if you look at numbers, like they're playing with the numbers right now because of streaming, and they don't really know what to do with the numbers at the moment. Yeah. But overall, football's down, and they know it's down. And so they're worried about household incomes, household numbers and watches from 2000 and I think it was 2007 to 2016. I think I was reading this morning. Front Office Sports has a great article on it. During the peak of Tom Brady's run and what the Patriots did, the ratings were never higher for the Super Bowl in the playoffs with Tom Brady because people were watching to hate watch the Patriots the same way they're hate watching the Chiefs right now. It was different because there was less competition. Every year there's more competition. Every year there's more streaming services. There's more outlets and platforms and things to pull you away. So that's, you see the numbers going down. But the NFL is concerned about this in terms of what will happen if they're going to start to see Super Bowls drop in terms of audiences, which could happen if you look at and read some of the projections as to what's happening right now. Fox is nervous. Like they're like, okay, we got the matchup that we wanted, but people are really mad. And that anger isn't good. The anger, people turning off the game and saying, I don't want to watch this, is predetermined. is dangerous for everything, for all sports.
It is, and it's ridiculous. I mean, the rigged and all that other stuff. I just think there's so many distractions that there weren't 10 years ago, let alone 20 years ago. I mean, that's what you did on Sunday was you watched football. Didn't matter who was playing. You learned to, when your team wasn't in it, maybe you lost interest, but there are still people that will watch anybody play football in the NFL.
Yeah.
And those people are starting to go, I'll do something else on Sunday.
Yep.
I don't need to watch it anymore. I think it's the game, though. I don't think it's this team specific. I think in general, it's the game. Like the football just isn't the same.
Honest to God, did you know that the referees could award a touchdown? Did you know that?
No, the palpably unfair act.
Okay.
I never.
Your job is to make a
in
line.
My life.
Your job is to make a line. Same thing on today. I was talking back and forth with some bookmakers on Twitter today, and they said, I've never heard of that before in my life.
Never once. I was texting our friend down south. I said, did you ever hear of that? He's like, no. I said, all these years.
The referee, think about this for a second. And I'm not debating the fact that Luvo was jumping over and constant. I get it, all that, right? But the fact that a referee could just go, fuck it, touchdown. Like, wait, what? Like, hold on a second. Totals, sides, like prop bets. Like, who gets the prop bet? Like, it's just a team touchdown. Who gets awarded the touchdown?
Exactly what I said to him was, what a nightmare. If the ref awards the touchdown, who gets it? Because is it Jalen Hurts?
Right.
Does the quarterback get a touchdown? So now you got to pay his 2 touchdown bet if he didn't get it, or do you give it to the running back? You give it to the team? What the hell is that? And then this blended time, I rewound the game. Rewound it. What is that?
What is blended time? The clock's at 0 and we're at 2:01. We're pretty specific about 0s and 1 because we call penalties on this. That would be delay of game on this. But Romo comes up with this like long explanation of like, well, if it's inside 1 minute, the referees have the discrepancy just to say we're going to the 2-minute warning and that's it. Huh? Every second matters in football.
So it was
like, what are we doing?
Like you could see it. And Nance said it first, like, this is going to be close. They're going to have to run a play. And then somebody got in Romo's ear or something and said about this blended time thing. And I literally rewound it and played it at the 2-minute. When it went to commercial, I'm like, what? Sorry, Will. What the fuck is blended time? I had no idea what that was. So it was 2 things. The palpably unfair act. I mean, Steratore sold it. He sold it on a broadcast. I was like, he said what? Oh no, it wasn't Steratore. It was Pereira.
Right.
Fox. A palpably unfair act. And Hawkey's dad was a lawyer, right? I don't know if he's a lawyer, but he sounded like he was in a courtroom. Washington has been advised if they do that again.
It's a warning. I'm warning you, if you keep doing this, I'm going to give him a touchdown. And it's like, wait a second. At what point do the referees can award points? They can just award a point. They can award a touchdown and say, hey, they scored. They can't go half of a half of a half of a half. You can't do it anymore. They're in the end zone, touchdown. Like,
see, our resident lawyer is in the chat right now. Chicago Kristen said that was such lawyer talk. It really was. And I don't always mean to besmirch lawyers, Kristen. It's just sometimes they talk and they say these things and people assume. I could not believe it. So look at this. Mikey Awesome in the chat. One of the wrenches. Article 3, penalties for unfair acts. The commissioner's powers under this section 2 includes the imposition of monetary fines and draft choice for. Oh, this
is off the field. This is not on the field. This is off the field.
That's off the field.
Because that's what they gave Brady. I mean, that's what Brady got. Brady got the fine and the 4-game suspension for smashing his phone.
It's just weird that, like, I mean, and I've said it on this show. I said it since it happened. Like, and the New England Patriot apologists will say, oh, it was a rule. But I never heard of the Tuck rule until it happened. And then when it happened, right, it was like, wait a second.
But think about how long that was brought up. around the Patriots. Think about how long that people brought up the idea that, look, the rule book, it's in the rule book, it's a rule. Fine, this was in the rule book, it's a rule. But you talk about why people get frustrated and why people are getting having anger and being agitated about what's happening with football. Is because it feels like more often than not, these things are being pulled out of thin air, like just being like grabbed down, and it's always benefiting the Chiefs. It always goes pro Chiefs. 17 consecutive wins by one score. When you have a one-score game, one call can swing the whole fucking game.
It usually does.
And that's why people get mad. So if you have your thumb on the scale and people are going, wait a minute, if it's a one-score game and you can't get a first down right on two different times, and then at the end of the game, there's a big discrepancy as to whether or not they would have flagged the Bills for something mythical. If that catch had happened, you had a spotter say flags down, and then all of a sudden the flag is poof gone. And everyone's like, well, the flag didn't happen. Did it or did it not? Romo's like, oh, no. Didn't happen. I don't know. Spotters on the field are the ones that say flag. They tell upstairs. They then tell the spotter, who then tells in the ear of the broadcasters, Jim Nantz, hey, there's a flag on the field. Like, they thought there was a flag on the field. How? I don't know, but someone needs to show me a mouthpiece, a jersey, a shoe, whatever it might be. But somebody said flag, and then they picked it up. So even if Kincaid catches that football, there may have been a flag right there to flag Buffalo for something. Illegal man downfield, a holding penalty. Like, that's why people think the fix is in. And again, I don't think the fix is in. I think human nature comes into play. 11-0-1. For the Chiefs in their last 12 games in the postseason, more flags and more yards with their opponent than what they have received. You can't get around that. Like, you just, I can't put my brain around that stat because it's happening so consistently in one-sided. And look, you can talk about the Patriots all you want about the calls they got and whatnot. And the Patriots got calls. Michael Jordan got calls. The problem is, this is getting to be an issue because it's happening so consistently. It didn't happen every year for the Patriots. It didn't happen in every playoff game for the Patriots. There's been two games, the divisional game and the AFC Championship game, and the narrative after both games had been that the Chiefs got calls that helped them win the game. Patriots didn't have that every single time they played. It wasn't like that. So that's the problem.
I don't waste the time with the referee stuff anymore. It's just it's a tired. It's nothing left to say. I mean, you saw it yesterday. I think you even tweeted about it, or I know Chris Andrews did because I texted him. But Saquon was 1 foot out of bounds, and they called that 15-yard. He was running full speed. He was brutal. 1 foot out of bounds.
Letter of the law. It was letter of the law. I mean, technically, when the foot hits the ground, you can't touch him. But
you can't stop.
You can't stop running.
Right. He was probably running 20 miles an hour.
Right.
To get over there.
Yeah,
he stepped out.
Right before. Yeah. It's brutal.
It's football.
I mean, it's football, but it's like you look at these, these images, and like I get why people are mad because they're going, wait a minute. I watch football. Like Josh Allen, the football's in his left hand. Like, you can put this together. You can stitch this together to know where the football is. Even though it's back's to you, which hand's the football in? The football's in his left hand. That's the 40-yard line. Like, this is what they looked at and said, he's short. They put the ball short of the 40-yard line.
Why did Oddshark think Vegas made the call?
Because they're just joking around. They're just joking around.
Oh.
But
Vegas always gets a bad rap with that, though.
Correct. It's the still image. Look at the 40-yard line. It goes at the 7. Like, you're never going to convince me that Josh Allen didn't get the first down. Josh Allen got the first down. Like, let's just be. And normally the referees go, hey, we always give it to the offense because it's really difficult right now. It's really hard for us to know exactly where the football is. So we normally, I've heard this publicly by multiple referees when they say, generally speaking, we give the benefit of the doubt to the offense because we don't really know where the ball is. What do you mean you don't really know where the ball is? And you're going to come back and mark it short and give the ball to the Chiefs when they're down by 1? You change the whole game. And this is, look, Matt Chatham is a former Patriot. So you might go, he's from Iowa. Okay. Matt Chatham is a guy who's from Chief country. And he comes up and says, They just reversed an obvious first down. After both field officials changed their spots, they ran in from the sideline to change the position to KC in the fourth quarter. I usually laugh at the conspiracy theory stuff as funny, silly, but unserious. Gotta admit, it's getting a little harder. Like, that's a former Patriot, 3-time Super Bowl champion talking about it, going, Matt Leinart, same thing, goes like, I can't believe they just did. They changed the whole game. You flip that around, they scored a touchdown, and 3 plays later, they were in the end zone. Changed the whole game on that one call. And it's a judgment call. That's the problem that people have with all of this, that if you're watching the game and you're going, hold on a second. If you're the Bills, if you're a Bills fan, you're going, how does this happen every time? Where we're on the short end of this every time. It doesn't make any sense.
Why doesn't he go low on the tush push, though?
Why do you call it in general? Why are you calling it over and over again? I don't understand.
Yeah.
He picked up a yard, Jack. That's the problem. You don't pick up a yard? He did pick up the yard. That's the problem. He got there. He got past the 40. And yet they didn't. It was, well, we can't overturn it. Yeah, because you guys screw up the spot to begin with. On 3rd down, you blew the spot. And on 4th down, you blew the spot. Like, that's incredible how that happens. It's either incompetence or conspiracy. One of the two. Like, you have to pick which one it is. And if it's incompetency, and these are the, quote, best referees, the league has a gigantic problem on their hands. And they have had a gigantic problem on their hands for referees in a while. It's been a consistent problem. You could say it's going back to the Tuck rule if you want. That's fine. But it's been a consistent problem. Why don't we use technology? I don't know, Floodhouse. I don't understand. It doesn't make a lick of sense to me at the moment. Why? And great
I
point.
watched the Australian Open over the weekend, middle of the night. It was glorious.
Yeah.
They can see where a tennis ball going 130 miles an hour can be on or outside of a line by an inch.
Do you want the reason why they say they can't use it in the NFL?
Why?
The reason why this is from the technology company that put out a tweet today about why they can't use this. So the ball has been microchipped for years, like you and I discovered on this show, that the ball has been microchipped for years. It has a microchip in it. Where they put the microchip is actually up by the laces. So there's 4 panels of a football. On the opposite side of where they stick the needle in to inflate the football is where the chip is. They need to be able to see 75% of the ball with the current technology to be able to find out where it is, which to me seems stupid, like seems ridiculous, but they need all the camera angles. They said they didn't have the camera angles to make this good. There wasn't enough of a football being seen to make it good. And that the NFL consistently is inconsistent when it comes to the number of cameras available for replay. This has been my point since I went to the Patriot Raider game 3 years ago. And it was a Mac Jones Sunday afternoon. I think only like Vegas and Boston got the game. Like nobody cared. Nobody was watching it.
Yep.
There were no cameras. There were like 3 cameras.
Right.
And it came down to a really important replay. And they didn't have enough of a shot going down the line to find out whether or not a runner was in or not. And I said to myself, why isn't there a standard for every game on television that you must have X number of shots and cameras in play for replay?
Right.
They don't.
No.
It's all inconsistent as to whether or not they have the shot. They don't always have the overhead sky cam running around. Not every game has that. Not every game's got the pylon cam. Not every game has the back shot pylon cam. Like, how are we not having every inch of a football field under camera so we have the right angle for a replay? It doesn't make any sense to me why it goes down like that. So that's my problem with it, is because, I mean, do I know how many games? CBW, are you being serious? I don't know how many games are on TV. I just know how many games are on television. Every NFL game's on television. They have different production crews. There's no standardized thing. This is a $1 billion organization. Billion. Don't tell me they can't afford to put cameras, every camera in the right place at the right time for replay. They just don't require the networks to do it. The networks are making a ton of money off NFL football. They could afford to put whatever they need to put in there for cameras. They choose not to because they don't have to. So there should be a standard. So we have this because people want consistency, and that's how you get rid of all these questions. Consistency is a problem. And right now, you want to be in bed with gambling? Awesome. Get in bed with gambling. But what comes with that is a very deep, deep pool of people who want the call right because it affects their money.
You've said on this show, in baseball, you'd rather not have that. You'd rather have the human.
For one part. Only one part. Balls and strikes. That's it. Everything else, I want it right. First base, second base, third base, home plate, fair, foul, everything else, I want it perfectly correct. I'm okay with balls and strikes being somewhat subjective. Yes, in baseball, I'm okay with that. But that's it. That's the only place.
Probably the most important thing because it's every pitch is a ball or strike.
Correct, but it's not a scoring play. I want scoring plays reviewed. I've always wanted scoring plays reviewed.
It could be.
So a home run, whether it goes
down, is not a scoring play.
No, but a first down can affect a scoring play dramatically. It shouldn't be subjective.
A pitch called a ball that's a strike could affect the scoring play too.
Correct, but it's also a different type of opinion. I mean, whether I go past the line to gain or not is not an opinion. That's a fact. Like a ball going 85 miles per hour, if it goes over the black or not, is somewhat subjective as to whether or not
you have the technology to see if it went over the black.
You could do that if you want, and that probably is going to become part of baseball. I don't like that because I think baseball, I like having a subjective nature when it comes to home plate umpires, but you're going to ultimately be right. I mean, ultimately, you're going to get what you want. It's going to be the robot umpires are coming to baseball. They're doing it in spring training, this coming spring training, and they're going to roll it in. It's going to be part of it. I don't like it, but you're going to ultimately be right. And I understand the point as to why people want it consistent. I like different umpires. I like different balls and strikes, wider zones, tighter zones, but consistency is ultimately what people want. They want it to be homogenized. So that's going to happen. Football needs to come into the 21st century and stop having these geriatric, old, out of shape dudes running in from the sidelines, squiggly line, trying to figure out whether or not, where a first down is or not. We don't need the chain gang. They didn't measure. If everyone who's wondering why they didn't measure, because it was on the 40-yard line. It was a 10-yard. They didn't need to measure. Did you get to the 40? Yes or no? If he got to the 40, he got the first down. I mean, even I forget. I think it was Sarator when they asked him, "Hey, Gene, what'd you think of the goal?" He was like, "Well, I think he got it by a third of the football. I think he got it." Like by my eyes, he got it.
That was an impressive call by Gene from up in the booth.
Well, he was looking at the same replays. He was looking at the replay, the same thing. He was like,
the replay wasn't definitive, I don't think. But
well, no, correct, no, because they couldn't overturn whatever call they made on the field. They were going to stick with. So that's the guy at top
of the problem.
The guy at the top had a first down. The guy at the bottom did not. So who gets to win that? In that how the mechanics work there? Whose foot? Because the left foot from the guy in the bottom is a first down, and the right foot from the guy in the bottom is not. So like who wins that fight? The guy at the top or the guy at the bottom? And what foot are you using? The right foot or the left foot? Because it looked like he was just like going all around and like it was ridiculous. Like anyone looking at that game went, "Oh, he got that first down." Like if you were looking at it objectively, he got the first down. Like you're never going to convince me that Josh Allen didn't get over the 40-yard line with the football. It's still shot, camera shot, above shot, right shot, left shot, whatever you want to do. You can still frame it if you want and show him short if you want. But if you go and play the entire thing and take the entire forward progress of Josh Allen, he got the first down. So, and they got it on third down too, by the way. They got it twice. They didn't get it once. They got it twice. So that's why there's a problem with how it all comes down. And that's why, again, referees generally give the offense the benefit of the doubt, but not when you're at Arrowhead and not when you're against the Chiefs. And that's why people draw up the conspiracy theories, because the numbers back you up. Whether it's true or not, whether it's human nature or not, the numbers back you up because of where the Chiefs have been in the playoffs. So come the Super Bowl, we're going to get 2 weeks of this narrative. If I'm the Eagles, I'm ecstatic. This is great because the Chiefs aren't getting calls in the Super Bowl. Like the Chiefs aren't getting, I would be stunned.
Thought they weren't going to get calls yesterday.
I thought so too. I really did. But they now get Taylor. They get what they want. She's in the Super Bowl. She probably would do the halftime show with Kendrick Lamar. Her and Kendrick know each other and they've done stuff before. Surprise appearance from Taylor. If he proposes to her on the field, I'm right back to where I was, where that entire relationship is fake. If she gets proposed to on a field after the Super Bowl, the whole thing's a PR campaign. Like the whole thing's fake. I'm right back to that because that is not what Taylor Swift would ever have wanted to in terms of if you followed her career, her getting proposed to at the Super Bowl is the antithesis of what she would truly want in her life. But we'll see. I highly doubt that's going to happen. That would be stunning to me if that happened. But I'm very curious to see how when the league meets for that State of the Union, State of the League address, and Goodell is going to stand up there and have to answer these questions. I really want to see what he's going to say because they're going to review late slides now next year. They've already changed the rule. So Bills fans, sorry.
Right.
It's going to be reviewable. So if Mahomes is sliding or anybody else is sliding, they're going to review it now. And they're going to be able to overturn that from New York and buzz that down and say that play is reviewable. So like, I can't wait to see what other changes are going to be made coming up here for this in the NFL.
Again, there's so many questions. There's more questions about what is a penalty and what isn't.
Yep.
Sometimes they call the holding. Sometimes they don't see it. Sometimes they call interference. Sometimes
did they call
not.
a single offensive holding yesterday? A single hold on an offensive lineman? No, not defensive, offensive holding on a lineman.
Yes,
they did. Okay, I don't remember if they did or didn't.
Yeah. I mean, I remember the one on.
It was only 11 flags in total the whole game.
There was one on the Chiefs and there was one on the Bills that I remember.
Okay,
but I don't know.
What's Josh Allen's future?
What do you mean? He's the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills.
If he can't beat Mahomes, what's his future? He's 0-4. Is his legacy just to be a Hall of Fame?
Games. I don't know.
Hall of Fame wide receiver who cannot beat Mahomes?
You have to think they'll break through once, or someone else will beat the Chiefs.
Well, somebody else might, but that's not Josh Allen's concern. Josh Allen,
right?
He had his Pedro moment last night. I was really kind of surprised by it when Pedro Martinez in 2003, when the Red Sox lost, Pedro said, "The Yankees are my daddy."
Right.
And that's where the chants used to come down like crazy. And then in 2004, he shut everything up. Like you rarely ever heard that chant after 2004 at Pedro Martinez. He said, "It's this is the Patrick Mahomes era. This is it's Mahomes' time, and we're just all living in it." And I was like, oh, okay. Let's see what happens. Yeah, Josh Allen hasn't won a road playoff game in his career. True. I mean, but Josh Allen
again. It's very hard to do. It's very hard to do. And I mean, the Chiefs don't give you anything. Like they're coached well. They rarely make mistakes. I mean, did they get that? They got a fumble. Mahomes fumbled for the first time in what they say? How many games? I mean, it was absurd the number of games.
They lost. The teams that scored 4 or more touchdowns with no turnovers were 21-2 since 2020 in the playoffs. Both those games have been losses by the Bills to the Chiefs.
Oh,
here's the problem though. We need to stop saying that because the turnover on downs was a turnover.
Right.
When you turn the ball over like that, that's a turnover. Like I don't care, fumble or interception. You get stopped on the 40-yard line and you give Mahomes a short field. That's a turnover. So technically they didn't turn the ball over, but they really did turn the football over. That's 1-1 for the football on with that. But the other game, and I want to spend more time on that because we spent enough time on the Chiefs and what happened with them. So Saquon Barkley touches the ball one time, he goes to the house.
That was great.
55-23.
Man.
I mean, the game was over after that. Like that was it.
Well, it wasn't. But then after that, Washington fumbled.
Yeah.
And then
see ya.
They scored again, 2 touchdowns for Saquon, and it's 14-3, and it looks rough. And Washington scores. They're there. And it's like, okay.
They kicked a field goal.
Well, they were there, and they got that field goal right before the half, which was a tremendous job of getting the ball down the field and getting the points on the board. I thought, okay.
Right. Go to halftime. We got a game.
It's
watch.
An onslaught of Eagles money, and I can't say that they're wrong because after all of this, and the Commanders are still down what they were, I was like, yeah, this got to be a blowout. I said to Jess, she was still here, I said, this one's going to end ugly. She's like, what do you mean? I said, I have a feeling the Eagles are going to run them out. She's like, really? I said, yeah, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, Eckler's fumble did not help.
That was it.
That
It was
bad.
it. It was a great run, and Washington accomplished great things, but no way.
Most points ever scored in a conference title game.
Double nickel.
Seventh most all time in a playoff game. I thought Brady's comment, and I think Brady's getting better, by the way. He's getting better. I mean, the last couple of broad calls, Brady's been good. And I thought Brady's call about explosive offensive football, running the ball. He's like, I've never seen this. Like, I've seen explosive offenses. I've not seen explosive offenses with the run game. Are we going back to power football? Or the Eagles, if they win, it's a copycat league. If the Eagles beat the Chiefs, do we see potentially a return to, smash mouth power football?
You have to be able to do it. If it was me, it would have never gone away. It would have been the only person doing it. But I used to say this all the time. Let these guys get all this spread, this, that, whatever. You know what we're going to do? We're going to get 5 big dudes, and we're going to run you over and maul you. And we're going to run all the time. And you can't stop us. We're going to keep doing it. And you're going to have less opportunities to do what you do.
Right.
Now, you got a home run hitter. Saquon could go to the house from anywhere on the field. This reminds me when I was a little kid. Like, Franco Harris and Rocky Bleier were the Steelers running backs. Franco could take it to the house anywhere. Rocky Bleier was the other back who just would churn. And, Franco was good at getting out of bounds and not getting hit. I mean, that's the way I learned the game. And then watching it all these years and watching it change and morph, big boy football still wins games. I don't know. You can't just say, oh, we're going to do this if you don't have the offensive line, the mindset, and the horse to do it.
Well, the horse is the difference. I think Barkley obviously is a unicorn in the NFL at the moment. I mean, he's turning 28 on Super Bowl Sunday. He's in the prime of his career.
And
he's healthy. They kept him healthy. He's broken numerous plays like he did in the first play of the game where they run a stretch toss and he gets an open field and it's see you later. Like, you just can't touch him. Like, when he gets going and he has a full head of steam, he's running possessed. And look, Spags is a phenomenal Hall of Fame coordinator. He's going to have his hands full trying to figure out a way to stop this offense for Philadelphia. They have the best defense in football. They have the best offense in football. They're red hot, and they're red hot in a way that most teams in the NFL are not red hot. They're red hot running the football. And so having Barkley being able to pick up chunk yardage, if your linebackers don't make the first tackle, it's gone. Like, you have to be awesome at tackling. And the Chiefs primarily are, except in the secondary where they're not. He gets to the second level or the third level, see ya. Barkley's gone. And if the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl, it's going to be on Saquon Barkley. Like, he's healthy. He's not hurt. Hurts looked great. Jalen looked fine. The knee, there was no issues with the knee at all. He looked awesome. So, I mean, JC from KC, Spags is from Boston. Don't forget that. So he's from our neck of the woods.
Hall of Fame coordinator.
He's a Hall of Fame coordinator, but he's from our neck. He's from Boston. Listen to him talk. He's from Boston.
Have you heard this yet, by the way? Yorkie Morris, fun fact, Super Bowl game day is Saquon Barkley's birthday.
Yep, 28. Yeah, it's been everywhere. Yeah, he turns 28 on Super Bowl Sunday. Look, I think from an Eagles fan perspective, they're going to invade New Orleans. I mean, they took over Broad Street last night. I couldn't believe how many people were out in Philly for this. I mean, I
haven't even talked to Newbie yet.
He was in the middle of it.
Made it. Yeah,
he was in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of fans, I saw this for a bunch of Philly fans. They said, good, we want Kansas City. They want a rematch and they want revenge for 2 years ago. So I think that makes it interesting. I think that is fun because I think primarily when you have an easy game in the championship game, like, you're not as mentally taxed, not as physically taxed. Like, this is going to be fun. If the Chiefs score 38 points, Nick, I'll be stunned. On the Eagles, they're scoring 35 points. Well, I know the over is a play. I like the over in the game, but I don't like that. You think 70 points are getting scored? No. don't think that many points are getting scored in the Super Bowl. It'll be somewhat surprising against
It's
both those
Monday.
defenses.
After the game, you guys watching the show again, thank you for being here. Thank you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that. Put your score right now. First thought, what's the score to Super Bowl? I'm curious because 49.5, I was surprised it wasn't 51 or 52.
Fair. I agree with you.
I was like, all right, what are we doing here? Why? You know, they asked when I was getting a text, you know, did you see the advanced numbers? Yes. I've been saying for 3 months the AFC should be favored. The only guess, I guess the reason why the NFC was favored is because it was going to be Detroit. No, it was going to be
really?
Detroit.
Oh, I think
Detroit
the
would have
Eagles.
been favored over the other two teams that were in, apparently. I don't know. But 31-21 Eagles. There you go. 27-24 Chiefs. 27-24 Eagles. 31-24. You see anyone putting the under? You see
No.
anyone putting a low scoring game?
No one is. Because
Yeah.
it's the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs really haven't. I mean, you look at the way they played other ones. I have a hard time figuring out whether it's going to be. I think it's going to be high scoring. It would be stunning to see it be low scoring. If it's low scoring, I love Philadelphia's chances, though. You give me a low scoring game.
Super fast track in New Orleans.
Yeah. You give me Elliott indoors. You give me Saquon on a fast track. Look what he did in dome games this year. Saquon was a monster in dome games. Like, it would be surprising given the speed with Xavier Worthy having the game that he had yesterday. It'd be surprising to see that there's not going to be that many points. And the Chiefs have to score 28 points to win, Vinny. Oh boy. Okay. I mean, the Eagles can win shootouts, sure. But generally speaking, they've got Jalen Carter and you don't. So
the first game was 38-35. Was that was the final?
Yeah.
I see Vic Ferrari in there saying flip.
But the Eagles were a different team, though.
Eagles well, they didn't have Saquon.
Yeah.
But the other thing, I mean, that's a big deal too. But the other thing I think has to be said, the Chiefs' offensive line is subpar.
Yes.
They're going to
have shifting around. They've been shifting around the entire playoffs, moving guards to left tackle and trying to hide Juwan Taylor. And and now they got problems with, obviously they have a problem with their center and guys who are getting, but the Eagles do too, for that matter. Okay. Dickerson's going to be questionable in 2 weeks to see what he's going to look like. So you got to get him. Look, it comes down to tackling.
Like they try to run the ball too much.
Who?
The Chiefs.
No, because they have to keep the defenses honest, and Hunt runs like a man possessed. So I mean, they've completely fallen.
That keeps their defense very rested.
Yep, and they also don't. I mean, there's guys on that offense that they don't trust all that much anymore that they used to. So Hunt comes in, gets a lot of yardage. I mean, they ran Mahomes on that touchdown, his second touchdown run. I mean, that kind of shows you where they are with their running backs.
Great call.
Put Mahomes in danger like that to get hit.
Great call.
So yeah, it was a great call. But like, I don't think the Chiefs are a smash mouth team, Nick Tom. I don't agree with that. But I think they kind of want to be, but I don't think that they are. I think that they are a team coached by Andy Reid, who is arguably the best offensive mind that we have seen. And he creates mismatches all over the field. Like in terms of Andy Reid's preparation versus what the D coordinator has done, Vic Fangio is going to have his hands full. But Vic Fangio's had arguably the best year outside of, it's Spags and him for assistant coach of the year. They're both in this game. So, we'll see how either team figures it out. The Eagles' secondary injuries are going to be questioned and see what they look like for the game and who's in and who's out. I like the Eagles defense more than the Chiefs defense, but you have Chris Jones and you've got a pass rush that can get after the quarterback. Hurts his knee, gets 2 weeks to rest, which is huge. But Andy Reid on extra rest is, I think, now 30-4 in the last 34 games straight up with extra rest.
If the Chiefs can run the ball, it's going to be a long day for both teams, because I know the Eagles are going to be able to run the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody asked in the chat, I didn't see it. I don't know if it was Lessman or someone else, but maybe it was Jimmy Football. The Saquon total rushing yards was anywhere between 125.5 and 130.5.
Got down to 121 before kick.
Yeah.
The money came pouring in on the under, and he blew it out of the water in the first run.
Well, no, he didn't make it. It stayed up.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He said under?
118. 118.
Wow.
All the last drive was Shipley, the back.
He didn't get there. I thought he got there for sure.
No.
I stopped paying attention after the
Yeah.
first run. I was like, okay, he got those props.
It didn't get there. The
How about
longest,
that?
the longest
Ron
run
did.
was done on the first play.
Okay, that's
You
what
know,
it was.
so it was 20, that was 25 and a half, 23 and a half, somewhere around there. I can't wait to see. And it's amazing. This is how much all this stuff has changed. The props are out today.
Yeah.
If you look online, DraftKings has some. FanDuel
Westgate
has some.
too?
What?
Doesn't the Westgate do like a big ceremonial launching party?
It's done.
Wow.
I mean, the numbers are already out all over the market. So
the Westgate's
yeah.
not doing that whole thing. Like you can bet two and back
No,
to the
they
line
are.
thing. Okay.
I mean, they're going to do it, but I don't know. I mean, people used to fly in for that.
Right.
Bring 100 dimes and, meet at the Westgate and fire 2 dimes a pop, 2 plays, go to the back of the line and, make 42 plays at 2 dimes a piece. I don't know if people are flying in for that, but I can't believe the numbers are out already. So if you guys can see it, I'm curious what Saquon's individual total rushing yards is.
I'll say my guess would be 115 and a half for Barkley.
Man.
Longest run is 24 and a half.
Oh, thank you, Dick Tom. Longest rush.
FanDuel.
Okay. That's the number. 25 is the number. So you
Over.
start there.
Over.
Stevie Mack. Oh, man. Saquon birthday. Cooper DeJean birthday, February 9th. Their numbers are 33 and 26, which adds up to 59. They're playing Super Bowl 59 on their birthdays.
I was close. 112 and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. I said
Make it a
115.
little lower.
Attempts is 22 and a half. Yeah, it's the Super Bowl, so he's going to get the ball. He's going to get the ball quite a bit.
Okay.
It would be surprising. And I mean, I think to me, I'm very curious to see how does the secondary for Kansas City handle the 2 extremely talented wideouts that the Eagles have? Like, what do you do? Because you have one very good cornerback and one kind of a suspect cornerback. And so where are you going to attack? And if you're going to stick AJ Brown and you're going to have basically, lockdown coverage on AJ Brown, okay, does Devontae Smith have a gigantic game? Like, does he have a huge game in the Super Bowl catching the football? And is that going to be the game plan for the Eagles to play action to get Devontae Smith the football down the field? So that's and then also, how much does Jalen Hurts run? How much do they ask for Jalen Hurts to help in the run game with this? And if he's available, I'd be really curious to see how that goes down. And, Tommy, if you're going to bet Harrison Butker, you got to do Elliott too then. Do Jake Elliott then on that too.
750 to 1.
Do Jake Elliott too. Do both of them on that. Do both kickers. Because it's indoors. So they're going to be kicking from everywhere. Like, you get to the 50-yard line and you're basically in field goal range for these kickers.
I don't know. They may go for it more. I mean, that was the theme of the day. The Commanders almost said the Redskins. The Commanders came out and went for it every 4th down.
Yep.
On the first drive. It was impressive. Like, they were playing to win. Then they did the fake punt.
Awesome call.
Like, oh, man, these guys, they came to play. They came to win.
Call.
They lost the turnover battle.
Boy, in that 3-0, you can't lose that 3-0. Like, it snowballed on them. It just started to, And again, 4 straight road games. Teams are now 0-9 with 4 straight road games into the playoffs. And they're 0-8, sorry, in 1-6-1 ATS. So it's just something to keep track of in the beginning. It's really hard to play on the road consistently. The Chargers played 3 games in a row and they lost to the Texans. 4 games in a row for the Commanders and they lost in horrific fashion. Like, it's really going to be interesting to see how, road teams, it's hard to play on the road. Bottom line, ask Buffalo. It's really hard to play on the road. It's frustrating to go and, play it with someone else's home crowd yelling at you, screaming at you. But if you're Jaden Daniels, I mean, if you're a Commander fan, you got to be ecstatic. Like, you had an incredible run. You got a lot of positivity to look forward to. And I can't wait to see how they build. If they lose Cliff Kingsbury, however, which is a rumor, he could wind up going to the Saints.
If Kingsbury, the head coach?
Yeah. Yeah, he's far down on the
Got
list.
to be out of his mind if he leaves right now.
Mike
I would
McCarthy,
stay with Jaden Daniels for the next 3 years.
just to see what happens.
I got one of the best quarterbacks in the league, young. They're
Right.
going to put pieces around him.
Yep.
We
True.
all saw that tweet. There's a whole new regime there. They were thanking the players for the run.
It was awesome.
It was great. Like they
See the
get it
story?
now.
Did you see the story that came out that Daniel Snyder is furious at the run?
Why?
Because he's pissed off that he got kicked out. He hates the ownership. He hates everybody in Washington. It's killing him.
Did it to himself.
He did.
I mean, you got to let it go. It's like a bad relationship. I mean, like at some point, you just got to let it go. Let the person be happy.
Right.
Like you sitting there being upset about it ain't helping nobody, and it's making you worse. Be happy. I mean, it's done. You got millions, and you sleep on $1 billion. You're worried about having success now. I mean, you
Kellen
did
Moore,
it to yourself.
Nikki. Interesting. If you're Kellen Moore, would you take that job or stay with Philly?
The Saints job?
Yeah.
I'm staying in Philly, but I like to win. I do. I don't know. At least if you got a shot, if you go to the NFC South, I think
Right.
you could turn it around.
Right. You
You
got it.
know, I mean, and if I want to live in New Orleans and think about all that, maybe, but I don't know. Philly ain't going nowhere. Philly ain't going nowhere. They got
How bad are all those takes on Saquon Barkley is going to regret going to Philadelphia? All the New York media talking heads.
now. I get why the New York Giants fans are mad. You should be mad.
Oh,
'Cause you
furious.
got- You have you had the guy, treated him like crap. He said, "You know what? I'm going to go somewhere," and he's like,
Stuck it to you.
the joy watching him. It's just like it was at Penn State. Again, I'm watching him play, and I'm watching him run in the end zone and being excited. He was more excited for Shipley to get the run and the
He was.
touchdown than he was for himself. That's how you build a team success of anything, whether it's a family, a job, a team, like coaching kids, professional athletes. They're together. That team is together.
Well, I thought Shipley may have blown his knee out when he fell on
When
that.
he got tackled,
Yeah. He went right down. I was like, that's a PCL injury.
I
was
know.
Like,
I
did
thought
he
the
screw his knee up? I was like, come on. I was like, that was such a good run. Everybody was so jacked for the kid with his first ever career. I mean, he came out of the pile with that football and he was like, I'm keeping this. He's like, I scored my first touchdown in the NFC Championship game. And everybody was so happy for him. And look, he scored 55 points. I was going, are they going to take a knee or are they going to score here? I was like, what are we doing? And they scored. It was like, oh my goodness. Okay, a 55er on you in the championship game, and it set everybody off into this huge big pandemonium celebration. And I think Chief fans have been to 3 straight Super Bowls. I'm going to be really curious. What's the building like? Because I got a feeling it's going to be a lot of green. It's going to be 60-40 green in that building. Philly's going to empty out for this. Like the passion as to who's more excited about this, without a doubt, it's Philadelphia.
I think, and we've seen it. We've been at the last 3 Super Bowls. It's still a coin flip right now, whether we're going or not, boys and girls. So just relax. I mean, if we knew we were going, we've already said it. So
Right.
we can't say we're going until we know, and we might not. But we'll do some stuff content wise for Super Bowl week and everything else. But the Chiefs fans show up all the time. I think they're showing up a little nervous. Just that,
Oh yeah.
they came here last year like we're beating San Francisco. I mean, they were
2-point dogs.
they were in Arizona, walking around pretty confident down there that they were beating the Eagles. The Eagles had that more feel of like, not that we're happy to be here, but it didn't feel the same.
Correct. I would agree. And Saquon said it right away when they put him on the mic right after the game. He was like, "We're not done." Like he's like, "This isn't the end." He's like, "This is all good. We're happy to be there, but we got one more." And I think having a guy who is so motivated, everyone wants to win a championship. But when your leaders are the ones who quickly remind everybody of like, this is not the end, guys. Like this is okay. We beat these guys. We knew we were going to beat these guys. We're much better than these guys.
Right.
Who we want is the team that we lost to 2 years ago. We won our second championship, and these guys, we want revenge for what happened 2 years ago. when a holding penalty came down, and they're still talking about it. And so we're going to see it. I'm going to remind Eagle fans the same way I told Bills fans, go there and kill them. You can't have it come down to a call. Like you cannot
There's no
allow
other way to beat the Chiefs right now.
There's no other way. In the game they lost to the Bills this year, they got killed. If you're going to win this game, kill them. Like make it no doubt, no questions, be up by 10 or more points in the fourth quarter. Like you cannot allow this to be a one-score game, because if you do, we know what's going to happen. You're going to get screwed. So
in a game at home, the Bills were up 23-21, and Josh Allen ran it 22 yards from fourth down to make it 30-21. So it was a close game, but they had the ball last and got the score, and they got the pick, and it was over. So it was a smaller margin of victory than it looked like.
The fourth quarter wasn't close.
It was 23-21, and the Bills, if he don't make it there, they turn the ball over. They don't kick the field goal, and here comes Mahomes with the ball down 2 in Buffalo, and he may pull it off. I don't know. We all know what's going to happen. Raj, we don't know.
Yes, we do. We all know. If it's a one-score game, we will be talking about the referees. It's going to be the case. It's just what happens. The world's talking about the referees. It's everyone's conversation point. Everyone's talking about the referees, and everyone's talking about the calls, because you can't allow it to come up to one call. You can't allow it to come down to a referee decision. You cannot leave it in their hands, because they have proven time and time again as to what they're going to do. So you can't leave it up to them. You got to take control and do it. And for the Eagles, for that matter, I don't think that they will, because I do think that they understand this. Jalen Hurts has won everywhere he's gone. This would be such an amazing championship for Jalen Hurts, for his career arc, for what he has been through, for what he has overcome, from the number. It's the same thing happened at Alabama. It was the same exact thing, questioning him, whether he can win or not, whether he's the guy. He got them all the way to championship game, and then Tua comes in and gets, takes over and wins the championship. He goes to Oklahoma and wins the Heisman. Like, the guy's been questioned so often in his career that if he wins an NFL championship, like, you can't talk about him anymore. Like, it shuts up everyone. And he's just this quiet guy who doesn't talk. He's so unassuming, and that lets Philly people talk for him in a lot of ways. Because he's
cliches. I mean,
he does. He's coach speak.
Gates been on here. It says he does say a lot of things, but the main thing is the main thing, and the main thing is they're 2-point dogs. I wanted to see Buffalo play the.
Of course,
once the Eagles won, I was like, this will be amazing.
Right, because the Bills Mafia would have taken over the Super Bowl, and it would have been 2 fan bases just on Bourbon Street destroying each other. It would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But are they driving this number up to go ahead and take Philly heavy late?
No.
Because the first move was 1.5. First move's on the Chiefs. I was like, are they going to get this thing at 2.5?
Well, I remember when we made the number for the Rams and the Patriots. TK.
Right.
We're in there and we're like, all right, look, what do you guys got? And I kept saying pick, and I would have said pick for this game. That's what I got, because I'm good with the first number being pick and then taking a bet to move you. I don't need I don't know who's going to win. I say it right now. I still don't know who's going to win the game. But he kept going, it's Tom Brady, because everybody had the Rams favored against the Patriots. He goes, it's Tom Brady. So I texted him last night, and I go, what do you got? And he goes, it's Patrick Mahomes. And I go, they're going to make the Chiefs the favorite. They have to.
I'll bet the Chiefs.
I don't
it's dumb not to.
The number, but like,
just bet the Chiefs.
I thought San Francisco was going to beat them last year.
Right. Just bet the Chiefs. I mean, it's a win-win for me. I mean, either win money or win because the Chiefs lost. So it's a win-win. Like it's the easiest bet I can make is just go ahead and bet the Chiefs -1.5, -2, and just sit back and Eagles. I very much think the Eagles are going to win the game. It is a teaser's paradise. I played both teasers yesterday. Both missed. I had Chiefs money line, and I had Eagles -6. Both those bets cashed. So I took a shot with trying to middle it. I created my own middle, one of which would have worked for the Bills +8. The other side would have been I went 54.5. I went under. If I had gone 54, and if I had gone down and gone over, that would have won. But I really thought that game was going to be lower scoring than it was, and it got all kind of wonky and it got away from everybody, which is probably what the Super Bowl is going to be. So
I think you're gambling, and I love to bet unders, but I don't know right now. Still got to find a reason between
not in
now
that
and then
dome
to bet the Super Bowl under. I don't. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I don't.
Not in the dome.
It could get a little bit whatever out of hand. The fourth quarters have been amazing. I was on with AB this morning on his show. They're both averaging ridiculous amount of points in the fourth quarter. Like the fourth quarter total should be extra because.
And yesterday, the
are.
Chief second half under, I believe, missed for the first time like in forever.
Right.
So like normally the Chiefs in the second half, their defense locked down. Bills moved the ball. Bills scored. Eagles are going to move the ball. Eagles are going to score in the fourth quarter.
Well, the Eagles have been so good in the first quarter. The scripted things that they're
Chiefs
doing.
too.
That's what I'm saying. Like the first quarter, AB asked me what the number would be. I said it's 10, but it'll come 9.5 probably with juice. I don't know how the first quarter doesn't go over unless there's a couple mistakes, punts, whatever. But like I think there's going to be points early, and then maybe it'll settle down. The only if Jalen Hurts takes care of the ball, the Eagles win. That's very true, Stevie Mac. How many turnovers in a game? I mean, Yorkie, if I knew that, I wouldn't tell you.
But I think that's. I mean, the Chiefs won the game again. I don't like the narrative because I believe that turnover on downs was a turnover. So I have it 1-1 for Chiefs and the Bills. I don't think the Chiefs lost the turnover battle, but you saw Mahomes fumble that really. Immediately the Bills took the football, went down the field, and scored a touchdown. Same thing happened. Topped them on downs.
Don't you have to keep going? Like I felt like that it just got conservative. Like you said, he called the same crap.
Yeah, I couldn't stand the 2-point play calls and calling it over and over again. Yeah, especially because Cook was running so aggressively.
So good, he
You're having such a hard time tackling Cook. Just go ahead and line it up and let Cook go. Like I know Josh is 6'5" and 275. I know who Josh Allen is. I think the Chiefs just said we're going to go off tendencies, and yes, the Eagles will not go 1-5 on tush pushes. No way in hell. That's not happening. So,
but when it's working, you have to keep doing it. It's
right. And when it doesn't work, you have to get off of it. And you can't keep doing it just because that's what you've practiced or we're just going to do it through hell or high water. We're going to keep on calling this play. I disagreed with it. After the first time they missed it, I was like, and look, I don't mind going for 2. Everyone's been saying if he just kicked the extra point, he would have been up by 3 and McDermott wouldn't have had to worry about all these 2-point plays. I'll give you that. But like, it's the Chiefs that they were trying to score because they knew they were going to have to score.
Well, it changes your mentality.
Yeah,
right?
It changes who you are in your head because you're concerned about who you're playing.
The
and
Ravens do this when you play them because you feel like you got to, like back a couple years ago, you got to keep up, you got to keep scoring. Okay, but sometimes you have to do what you do and what you're doing right. I went on with Moose in the morning in New York. He said to say hello.
I got the funniest text from my college friend who said, my daughter got the greatest kick out of listening to Dave say your name because last weekend he said, this is my college friend's co-host. His name is Matt Peralt. And then you guys said it again. And he was listening again. I guess they drive every Sunday morning. They drive somewhere and he's listening to the Fan. Scott's listened to the Fan since I've known him when we were 18 years old in college. He's been a diehard WFAN fan.
Awesome.
So every time you're on, I wake up to a text message of going, Dave said your name again. Dave said you on WFAN again.
That's great. Well, I mean, we talked about it and I was telling him, I'm like, look, Peralt's hated the Chiefs for a long, long time. He's on the Chiefs this weekend.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? Really? And I said, yeah. I said, so it sometimes I was just explaining how you have to sometimes when you make a bet, put your feelings aside.
Yeah.
And that's what people do. So after that, I come home and I'm looking at like 6 apps. I'm looking at the prices, this and that. And I go, you know what? Philly's winning today for sure. I don't know who's winning the other game. So I go and do what I do. And I play the exactas. I did the Buffalo Philly exacta, the KC Philly exacta, with the first team being the winner.
Okay.
Plus 425, plus 330. And then I go, well, Philly's winning against Buffalo, plus 475. Philly's winning against Kansas City, plus 440. So it's a small profit no matter what happens.
Good.
So my opinion, like I don't have to worry about who's going to win the game.
Right.
Because I don't feel strongly right now about either side winning the game.
Did you know the KC Philly money line parlay was plus 148 yesterday?
Yeah.
I was stunned at that price. I was like, so I didn't believe it, so I didn't bet it. I was like, hold on a second. Really? 1.5 to 1 on both favorites, both home teams winning the championship games? I was like, wow, okay. What am I? So I said on the show, on the show for Betting Pros, I was like, well, that means that's not going to hit. I was like, I was like, if you're going to give me plus 150 basically on that, that's not going to hit. And it hit I was on minus 6
with both home teams.
With both home teams, I was on minus 6 and I was on Chiefs money line, and people were like, well, just parlay it together. I was like, well, that's stupid. I'm not parlaying because if I go 1-1, I don't want to go down both. I'll lose one and win one. And so I said, but if you're so inclined, you can make a really good case for money line Chiefs and the Eagles because it's plus 148. Like it was a really good price for both home games.
That's why it's better than teasing it. You always have to look at the price
because the total.
And well, I mean, you could just do side, and the money lines. Sometimes the money line payout is better than the teaser price. You know, we were teasing the Chiefs to +4. I mean,
no, I went that assurance, but I gave the Bills +8 on that. I did Chiefs money line at -125.
Yeah,
and I did +8 for Buffalo, which hit. Yeah. But the total, I went to 54.5 and went under, and that did not get close to hitting. They blew through that in the third quarter. It was dead. So that's how you miss on that. The total can cause you to miss. That's why it's hard to add legs and to do that. So I don't know. I mean, the Nick Tom, everyone's going to do that. Somebody asked me that question, saying if the Chiefs were losing at halftime, how much money's coming in on Kansas City?
Oh my Lord!
Yeah, if that happens, it's going to be a absolute waterfall. Yeah. But the difference is this Eagle team defensively might be different. I mean, they may get a chokehold on that game, and they may just strangle. We'll see. The Patriots lost this game when they got there after back-to-back Super Bowls. They lost this game 2 times. They lost this game. And they got a chance to win their 3rd consecutive Super Bowl. They lost.
If they win this thing, I still think this is the best accomplishment in football history in a short amount of time. Winning
3 years?
For the first time to win 3 years in a row with the environment that it's in. It's so hard. I really thought the Steelers were going to do it when I was a little kid. I was so bummed out. Oh my God. When they lost in the playoffs to the Raiders, they won the Super Bowl back-to-back years. And I thought, this is great. I didn't know what to do with myself when they lost to the Raiders in the playoffs.
And I think most Chief fans will have the same reaction if they lose this game.
They're going to be crushed.
they
is Kelce done? You think he's done? Win or lose?
If they lose, I don't know. I think in terms of, I think Kelce, if he wins, walks. I've said that from the beginning. I think if he wins 3 in a row, he walks. I think if the Chiefs lose, I think Kelce might come back for one more run because he can. He's got but he has slowed down dramatically, and they've had to baby him. I'm sure his body is beat to hell, and she's done. I mean, Taylor is done for the next 2 years plus. Like she's going to record music.
She likes going to the games.
Of course. Why wouldn't you like going to the games? But I've always said this, like where she sits, I've always said is so odd to me. Like she sits right in front. She sits right in the camera shot. So everybody sees her, where like Mahomes, Allen's girlfriend or fiance now is in some circles just as famous as Taylor. Depending, if you're an actress, if you're a singer-songwriter, if you know who she is. So like Taylor is milking this. She's on the field afterwards and everything else. And she's going to be at the Super Bowl afterwards, there and whatever. So like we haven't seen her after a loss. So let's see after a loss, if it happens, let's see how she handles that. But I think there's a good shot he walks. Yes. I think it's far more likely he retires on the field than proposes to Taylor on the field.
Yeah.
And he just says, that's an amazing run, 3 in a row. Well, I'm done. I've gone through so much to get where I am. If that's possible. A retired return
coming here.
What?
Like they did last year? Do you think they're partying here? If they come here after
the Chiefs, probably not. They'll probably go somewhere else because they came here last time. So they'll probably go somewhere else.
Maybe they go to Miami or something.
Yeah, because it's a quick shoot over to little shoot over from New Orleans. You can just go to Miami and party there. I think it's going to be, I really want to see what the festivities are going to be like leading in the week leading up to it, and how, like, I want the Eagles to be like as locked in, like no junk. This is the week. There's always something stupid that happens. Someone gets arrested. Someone gets into a car accident. Something stupid happens.
Well, I mean, it's just 3 months ago they wanted to fire this guy, the Eagles.
Sirianni.
Coach. I mean, he's back in the Super Bowl.
2-2, right?
4 years, 2 Super Bowls. He said it's pretty good.
Who?
I don't know. Do you think he has to win? I don't know. I mean, there's none of that talk. I mean, there's coaches moving all over the place.
Sirianni?
Hey, I don't think he has to win.
No. I mean, I think it's going to be fun to see what happens. The Patriots' legacy we need to. It's already driving me crazy because it's not even the Chiefs did something for the first time. They finally did something the Patriots haven't done. 5 in 6 years. It's the first time the Chiefs have done something the Patriots haven't done. So then they go 3 in a row. But that's going to be the narrative. It already started this morning of, like, all the memes that have come out, and Brady's record versus Mahomes' record, and Brady's on the call for the game. And Tom Brady the Patriots appeared in 9 Super Bowls in 21 years. Talk to me when the Chiefs are near that.
That's a long time.
Talk to me when the Chiefs are near that. Let's talk. But until then, the Chiefs aren't the Patriots. They're not the same. They're the second. This 3 in a row, I'll give it to you. Patriots never did that. No one's ever done that. In terms of a 3-year accomplishment, of course, it's the greatest sprint accomplishment, dominant dynasty that we've seen in the NFL. No debating that. Never seen it before. We got to get there first for it to happen. But that's good. I mean, it's good for dynasties are good because dynasties, you become the hated, right? Chief fans, you guys used to be like all of us for a long time. You hated the Patriots more than anything because you guys sucked ass. And you guys were a garbage dump for the better part of 20 years. All during the Patriot run, you guys couldn't get out of your own damn way. So just don't forget where you came from. Like, don't forget where you were here when the smugness is starting to take over and you guys are all getting drunk on your success. You forget where you were because you were right here where we all are, hating on you. You were hating on the Patriots for a very long time. You're not there yet. 6 years is amazing. Mahomes has been in the league 8 years. Didn't play his first year.
7 straight AFC championships.
Tom went to 8. Okay. So Tom's got that still. Patriots still have more dominant than that. They went to 8 straight. So let's see what happens next year if they get there. So correct. Fisher, like the Patriots 80s and 90s. Absolutely the Patriots at 80. But we're the first ones to talk about the 80s and the 90s. Patriot fans are the first ones to acknowledge it. My whole thing with Royal fans and Chief fans, people in Kansas City, why it drove me nuts. The arrogance in KC happened before they won. I disliked the Chiefs before anybody else. I disliked the Chiefs back when they sucked because they had run their mouth for years about Joe Montana and we almost had this and this injury. It was always, well, only if we could have done this, we would have won. It was all like going back to Len Dawson and going back to the 60s and the 70s when it came for this franchise. They were horrific before Andy Reid showed up. Andy Reid showed up and incredible. This is the Andy Reid Bowl 2.0, which I don't know how much talk that we'll get into because the first time that's all we talked about was Andy Reid he's the career winner in wins for the Philadelphia Eagles and for the KC Chiefs, which just shows you how damn good Andy Reid is. The guy's an incredible football coach. No debate.
He got 15 too. 15's pretty good.
Oh, sure, but
Number
he had
15's
McNabb.
good.
But he had McNabb in Philly. It's not like he didn't have anybody in
Oh
Philadelphia.
no, I know that they won in Philly too. I mean, he got good players. Again, you
Didn't
got
win
to
it
have
all,
good
though.
players to be a good coach.
Didn't win the Super Bowl, but he's been,
They won a lot of games.
Oh, sure. But they went and obviously things didn't go well in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. And so, like, all of these things that are going into this game, I think we'll have plenty of time to get into it and break it down, obviously. But I am this game, I think once we really kind of sink our teeth into it, it's going to have a lot of people's attention until something bad happens in the game that causes them to turn it off. Like there's the turn off potential in this game is high. People just like Scotty said, I'm going to have a party and I'm not going to watch it. I'll watch it. I'll be there, but I'm not going to really be there. I'm not going to be locked in to watch this game as closely as I have in the past. So, okay. We'll do a bunch of stuff in bonus time. We got a bunch of different things we haven't talked about yet. So if you guys who are live, stick around with us on that. Again, thanks to Scotty Farrell who came in today and just set the world on fire right out of the gate. That was awesome.
Might be our last show ever. I hope we don't have a bat phone that rings, but
I think we're fine. But Will might quit. I don't know if we get thrown out.
Will earned it today. Thanks, Will.
Will might quit and be like, I'm screwed with you guys. I'm done with you guys. You both suck. So we apologize, Will, ahead of time. Hashtag sorry, Will is a real thing now, given where we are with this. Because
we may have to bring Scotty back next time in bonus time.
But probably not a bad idea to do that. But he's on the air though. That's a problem, right? He's on the air at the same time.
Yeah, we have to change the whole start time.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. For you guys who are live, don't move. You're on the replay. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Bonus time starts now. We need a wellness check on Will. It's a good point.
Hashtag sorry, Will, all over Cirillo, Jackoff. Yeah, that was he earned it today.
You did.
I gave him the heads up. I told him. He goes, you guys have been so good. It's been great. I said, Farrell's on the show today. I said, oh, boy.
Oh, no. It's like that. Yeah, it's going to be like that. Yeah. Okay, to your team. Penn State hired away the DC from Ohio State, Jim Knowles. $9.3 million over 3 years. He becomes the highest paid college football assistant ever.
Listen, they're fucking paying everybody. Get the fuck quarterback, bring both running backs back. Fuck it. I don't know where the money's coming from. I don't care. I fucking love it. I saw this and I texted my brother. I said, we're going to Miami next year. Final games in Miami. I fucking love it. I can't wait.
Well, 2 years.
Got a taste of it this year. Let's go. Franklin, don't fuck it up. Please. This is, I mean, that is like they went and got FU money. Crop duster, your stuff's on the way, brother. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You can't beat them, join them. Fuck it. Go get the money. I don't know where they're getting it. They're fracking oil, this, that. I don't care. Where's it coming from? I don't know.
Title or bust? I've never heard of Penn State.
Nikki, my God, please don't put that shit on me now.
Is that really? I've never
going to lose one game during a regular season.
But that's okay.
Lose one game.
That's okay. You can still, as we've proven, you can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, we are in bonus time already, Chicago, John. Keep up. Where you at? Probably in meetings. Sorry, just kidding. I'm fired up. This got me excited. I already went and looked. I'm like, where's the last game? Because we're going to the last game. I'm going to the championship game next year. I want to go and do the whole, because it's in January.
Be there first. They got to be there first.
I'm going whoever's in it. Fuck.
Oh, you're going
I
regardless.
want to go. Yeah. Well, yeah. Because
why don't just wait for 2 years and it's here?
Well, I want to get a taste of it. That's what I said. We're going to go to Miami in January. Whoever's in it. If Penn State's in it, I will be from head to toe for 2 or 3 days in all Penn State stuff. Walking around, hand shaking everybody. How you doing? We are Penn State. You're damn right we are. And we're going to win.
You're going to win. We haven't done that recently. Got to be a top 5 team.
Everybody's coming back, and they went and got the guy that crafted the defense for everybody. This is great. I mean, I don't know how that went. Hey, call, see how much he wants.
Well, you lost your DC to Clemson.
Yeah.
So your current defensive coordinator left and went to Clemson. So you had to fill an opening, and knowing your defensive talent, yes, Abdul Carter's leaving, but you still have some incredible players on that defense. Pick up the phone. We'll make you the highest paid assistant coach of all time. Whoa. Yeah. You'll be the highest paid assistant in the country.
Love it.
Okay. I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ryan. I'm leaving. Goodbye. Appreciate you. Later.
The Bombers texted me November 1st in Columbus. Let's go.
Oh, God.
I don't want to go. I'm going to have to go with protection. I'll go with Columbus people because they get mean. I can't even wear my Penn State stuff. I went to 2 games there. I said I'd never go back.
Football guy's not liking you at the moment.
You're right. Football guy 97. You're right. This is the problem. 9-1. Might have to do it and just put it in the drawer. Might have to do it.
Just to see.
That's going to get it. I'll wait till they lose the game to Ohio State.
Oh, fair. And then jump on it.
You're right.
Yeah. Not horrible. Not horrible. We'll hold that Caesars story for tomorrow.
Okay.
It's a good day tomorrow to have that.
Yeah.
We'll have a longer conversation about micro
Industry
betting.
Tuesday.
Yeah, on that. We'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Celtics, after a win this year, are the second worst team in the NBA. They beat Dallas in their last game to snap a 2-game losing streak. They are 6-24-1 against the spread after a win this year.
Can't believe it. I was actually looking at that this morning because AB came on and said he liked the Celtics, and I was like,
Well, no. No.
well, they're interested tonight. They got a good team.
Why are they interested?
Playing
Ime
Houston.
This is the Super Bowl for Ime Udoka. Boston's not going to match
why
this.
The Celtics are
They're
no.
not gonna, I'd be stunned. Boston does not. No, they lost at home to Toronto. They haven't covered in 3 home games. Like they just. I hope AB's right. I hope I'm wrong. I bet against my team. I would love to see Boston flex, but they just got up for Dallas. They're getting up in back-to-back games. Dallas is who they care about. That's who they played in the finals. This is a much bigger game to Houston than it is for Boston. They don't give a fuck about this game tonight.
You don't think?
Nah, they played. If this was the first time Ime was coming back, I'll give it to you. It's not.
Right.
It's like the 3rd or 4th time they've seen this guy.
Oh yeah, I guess so. No,
There's no extra juice for Boston. This is all Houston may win the game outright. First game back after the West Coast trip, right? Yep. For Boston, 2-2 on that trip. They played 2 great games and 2 shit games. They won 3 of the games, but they lost by 21 to the Lakers.
Let me see here. I get that. Houston is 30-14 straight up, 26-17-1 against the spread.
Yep.
Won their last 2.
This is a 3-point game, one way or the other. Give me the points.
I don't know. That's it. He made a good case. You're making a good case.
Yeah. Give me the dog. Give me
Number
the, give me
sitting 6.5 everywhere. There's 1 or 2 6s, but over. No.
If Boston shoots, yes.
Over.
If Boston shoots, yes. Boston's got to shoot.
Yeah.
Houston's all about defense. Ime's all about defense. So anyone knows how to slow down Boston, it's Udoka. So I'll be watching this game, but I like Houston plus the points tonight. Cleveland has lost 3 straight games for the first time this season, 2 of which to Houston.
Yep.
Cavs are laying 10.5 to the Pistons. They're going to blow their doors off tonight?
Let's see. What's their point spread number? I don't know. Pre-game, that sounds high. Pre-game, that sounds high to me. I look dog.
But,
you?
Cavs probably kill them just because they're pissed off, but I wouldn't bet it. Easily see the Pistons keep the game. Everyone's saying the Cavaliers are going to lay one on them tonight because they lost 3 straight games and they're pissed off and they're going to go and house Detroit.
I would look to take the points pregame.
Yeah. Your team on the road at Michigan tonight, catching 9. Your team's covered 4 straight games.
Over to. Okay. Penn State go there and win?
No.
I think that's
but you covered same thing with the Iowa game. You lost by 1, but you covered.
Yeah. I saw Root go on, which, those guys do an unbelievable job. That 3-man weave is tremendous college basketball podcast if you guys need something to listen to. But I saw him say Michigan should house Penn State today.
I would agree.
Really?
Michigan is a really good basketball team who's not been playing well at all. But you guys have been good against the number, so I'd be concerned. I'm not sure I would do that. You don't have the size to deal with those 2 twin towers.
For Michigan,
yeah, the 2 7-footers that Michigan's got.
Yeah. Oh, so Fish is going to be at the game tonight.
Oh,
what a boy, Fish. I've never been to Michigan. I got to go there to go to a game at some point too. 14-5 straight up, 11-8 against the number for Michigan, 13-7 for Penn State, 10-10. Average the same number of points. That is an over game. Okay. I cannot believe that the total, what is it, 160?
I had to double check this last night. It was 22.5, this number for Duke at home against NC State. It's 20. Now it's 21.
Right. Yeah.
I can't remember NC State. Like, they have fallen off.
Completely terrible.
The Duke is this big of a favorite at home.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's Cameron or not. I mean, this is a huge game for NC State, and they're gonna get beat by 30. Like, what are we
They're
doing?
not going to score.
Okay.
This is the problem. Team total over for Duke, yes.
Yeah.
Game is 134. The line is 21. So try to figure out a combination of a 21-point spread that puts Duke at 100 points. No, not
Okay.
100. So 134 would be 80 to 60. All right.
Doesn't cover.
Very rarely would I absolutely say to lay 21 on a college basketball game, but I ain't looking to take the dog in that spot.
Right. Hard to. Actually, 2 college basketball games we'll get to here in Bet It or Book It. So there's been a massive swing on this game. Number 3, Iowa State, now 2-point dogs at Arizona. They opened as a 1-point favorite. I bet it last night. Iowa State -1. I'm against everybody. Give me the Cyclones.
This will be interesting. I cannot wait to watch this. This is what I'm doing tonight. I'm watching this, and I'll have the Penguin game on another screen, but no real need to watch a lot of that. I like home team. I like home team. So I'll
Everyone.
take
I'm
both
against
teams.
everyone. Give me
Yeah.
Otzelberger. They beat Arizona State. They're coming in. They didn't struggle the last game, Chicago, John. They went ahead and beat up on Arizona State on the road, took care of business, won by 15 points, and
Yeah.
covered a big number of 10.5. They went in there and won. Arizona's good. I'm not debating it, but this Iowa State has not lost since they lost to Auburn in Maui. They haven't lost in a
What do you
long
mean?
time.
They lost to West Virginia. In
Oh,
West
sorry.
Virginia.
Sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
That was right. They lost that game. That was the only loss they've had since they lost. They have 2 losses on the year. One in Maui, one against West Virginia. And we talked about why that West Virginia game was there. That was Jerry West Day. That was a whole lot of emotion.
They caught him
going
in
into
a perfect spot.
They caught him in
yeah.
a perfect spot, and they got housed because they didn't match it. So, like,
Yeah.
this is different. This is for Arizona to host Iowa State. This is a conference game. This is bizarre, but a lot of these kids haven't gone and played there. But this is a huge game when the number 3 team in the country comes in and they're 2-point dogs.
Jeez,
Everyone's-
Yorkie's playing hockey tonight. What time's the game, Yorkie? I might have to come watch. If you're playing at the Knights rink, I'll come watch the basketball game on the screen, and I'll watching you play.
That bar's food. That food is really good at that bar.
It's great.
I'm a big fan of that bar.
We're back.
That bar food is good.
Yeah.
Really good there. That's good. That's
Um,
good stuff.
So, all right. So you like favorite? I like dog in that. Or
No,
now
I
they're
like,
the favorite.
I like
Yeah,
the dog.
right,
Plus,
yeah,
I like +2. I just laid 1. You get a
Right.
much better number now.
Okay.
You can,
Yeah,
you
this
can-
is much that we'll have to watch.
I can't wait to watch that.
Oh,
then
Yorkie's playing at 8:10. Maybe I'll go watch the basketball game there.
That's CNA.
Yeah, City National Arena. That's
Oh,
right.
okay,
That's-
there we go.
that's-
Oh, perfect.
we'll go-
It's
go
2.5 now. Jeez,
Yeah.
everyone. I like it when it moves
Huge
this
team,
much.
yeah.
I like it when it's Chad the Dad. I like this much steam. This is good.
Right.
Let everyone go off the cliff. Go ahead and let it
It's
steam.
Chad the Dad. I got his hat in a box. I'm going to the place right after the show. I got to get his out.
And
today.
Iowa State money line's gonna be plus money now, Pitbull. You can
Yeah,
get
it
plus
is.
money on
It is.
Iowa State to win that game, plus money.
What is this? Iowa under? You want to bet an under in an Iowa game?
At Ohio State, this number's out of whack. This number's come way down. It's now 154.5. It's 157. I got 157.5 last night.
It's
Numbers was-
156 right now.
I saw 154.5.
Yeah, it's back up 156.
Okay, so they came back and bet the over. Iowa scores. Ohio State doesn't. They
Right.
are slow and methodical, and they're at home. Last 2 games have gone under for Iowa, but they were home games. This is an under team. We haven't seen a number for Ohio State in the high 150s all year. Basically,
Yeah.
this is really rare to see this. Indiana State was the last time this number was that high. The game went over. That's because of the Sycamores and how they play. Under 157.5.
Eron Sean, send a text to the text line 702-570-8255. Or I think you have DM me before. I forgot yours wherever it's at. I just got a bunch out today. It was my favorite thing about today. 2 things, but I'll get to that. I like over in the game.
I like under.
All right.
Houston plus 6.5 tonight against the Celtics.
You made a good case. I'll say bet it. I'll say bet it.
I like fading my own team.
I
too.
just figured that you were going to say kind of what AB said. Like this would be a game they'd be interested in.
The last game was. Dallas
Okay.
was. And so they've
Can't believe how bad they are against the spread
after a win.
overall. No, period. They have a
Yeah,
losing
period, yeah.
record. The
They're
Celtics
eight-
have a
they're eight-
losing
yeah.
record.
Well, they're under 500. They're 8-15 at home, ATS. 8-15.
And I
They
know the numbers
stink
have
at
been
home.
big, but like on
Yeah.
the season, they're 18-27-1 against the number. Like
Yeah.
they're 32-14.
Yep.
That
But
doesn't
the
make
numbers are all
sense.
out of whack, and they play down to their competition.
Right.
Like they don't play. I mean, they beat the Hawks by 3 in their last home game. Like
Right.
they were I think 11.5, 12.5 point favorites.
Yeah.
Won by 3. Like they don't kill anybody. Like that's why 6.5 is like, oh, okay, wait a minute. This is a more like manageable number, but it's still a game in which I think the Rockets go in there because it's a huge measuring stick for the Rockets. Those young
Right.
Rocket players get to go like defending champs on the road. Our former coach was fired by these guys. Let's go win one for him. Boston's
Okay.
like, what do we care on these things? Thomas, good to see you. Appreciate it, my friend.
Skinner.
We'll see what happens with the OSU game tonight. Iowa State pick. Hopefully you got plus 2.5 and not like my number. Hopefully you got the one. I got minus
Yeah,
1.
you can bet it now. You get 2.5.
Plus to give us 2.5 coming up on that. Favorite thing about today is what? Explain this shirt.
So, number one, send out Monday. Those of you that got the text already got the text. The stuff has been sent out. Thank you for getting in touch with me. And now that basically the football season's over, we can do this a lot more. So,
Right.
email the show, askthebbb@gmail.com. Send a text to the text line 702-570-8255. And I'll get on it because my admin is on me about it, trying to get it all cleared out and everything else. Number 2, the Fraggle Rock t-shirt. Okay. Yesterday, there was a live performance at the Smith Center of Fraggle Rock.
Really?
Yes. So, unbeknownst to me, until Saturday, when I proposed that we all watch the game together
Okay.
for the Chiefs and the Bills, because, Jessica is all about the Chiefs. Kendall wants to see Jessica lose. So
Yep.
she's with me with the Bills. She's like, oh, that'll be fun. Nope. We're going to see Fraggle Rock. I said, hold on. Who's we? What time? 3:00. I said, 3:00, Fraggle Rock, where? Smith Center. I said, I don't know how many tickets you got, but I'm watching a football game. I don't know what the hell's going on right now. So she had 2 tickets. She got them before the holidays.
Okay.
So she didn't know that the AFC and NFC championship was that day. So they go, bye-bye, see Fraggle Rock. This is great. We go take pictures. They each got T-shirts. Jessica wore this one. Kendall got her own. It was a big day for the girls. We're going to go watch Fraggle Rock. There's a minute and a half left of the Chiefs and Bills game in the first half. I get a call. Figure, all right, the show's over. Jess texted me a couple times during the show just to say, do you want to go eat after? I said, no, I'm watching football. I explained this all to you. The phone rings. What's up? You're not going to believe this. When they start with you're not going to believe this,
Uh-oh.
you're fucking
up.
right.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
buckle up.
I'm like, okay, what? She goes, the valet locked the keys in the car.
Oh, shit.
And I go, okay. Well, what does that mean? Get it open. And she's like, they can't. And I said, okay. They have grandma's car.
Oh.
Perfect. So what do you want to do? She goes, well, I could take an Uber home and get the keys and take an Uber back. And I'm like, all right, stop.
Right.
I said, call grandma and tell her that if she's watching a game or sleeping or whatever, just give me the keys. I'll bring them down. And she goes, well, I don't want to bother you. I'm like, it's fine.
Right.
It's almost halftime. Let me just see the end of the first half. I'll come down, drop the keys off. So I go over, get the keys. Pap is mother effing everybody because the Bills are losing. Grandma's in his face nonstop about the Chiefs. I'm like, hey, I need the keys. Make sure you tell him not to charge him. I'm like, Grandma, give me the keys.
Right.
Everybody relax. Like, calm down. So drive down. And one of the great joys of driving is still listening to games on the radio. So I'm driving and I get down there, halftime's over. I'm driving back. I'm listening to the game. They're standing outside of the Smith Center as I get down there. Freezing. It's windy as hell last night. It looked like it was going to rain. Like I was like,
snowed.
they didn't even let you wait
It
inside.
snowed overnight. Yeah.
Yeah. So I opened the window and I said, "How was the show?" Kendall goes, "I'm freezing, bro. Give her the keys." Here you go. Didn't even stop. I threw the keys out, did a U-turn, and drove back home. Listened to the game on the radio. So I got the report. But this Fraggle Rock, it was priceless. I found out about Fraggle Rock performing live at the Smith Center the day.
Did you get the shirt before?
Yeah, she
Oh,
wore
you've had-
this. Yeah, she
you've had-
wore this to the show.
Oh, you've had this before. Okay. So
I don't know. No, I think she got the shirts to go wear to the show. This is what my wife does.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she came downstairs yesterday. I'm like, "You got a Fraggle Rock T-shirt already? Don't you get that at the show?" She's like, "Oh no, I got this before." Kendall
Oh,
has one
God.
too. So
I'm not. I can't. I don't know if I can tell you the last time I watched Fraggle Rock sober, but I used to watch Fraggle Rock high as a kite all the time.
Yeah.
It's just fun. Fraggle Rock was always, that dog was always really kind of weird. Always kind of a mind fuck when they pulled it out and you realize the Fraggles are small. They're not big, and they're big in the show, and then they're small out. You're like, wait a minute, they're actually small. I thought they were big. No, they're small. It was
the whole thing. And I got
Sprocket. Nice call, Mikey. Awesome.
Mikey.
Dozers.
Yeah.
Oh God, all the stoners now are coming out.
Oh yeah.
Everybody.
It was great, and I didn't even do that. I just watched it. I mean, I didn't get all that, but it was. Do you still like listening to games on the radio? Do you do it ever?
Of course. When Kevin Harlan's calling games, I think there's some elite play-by-play guys that do NFL football that are really, really good. There are some guys who are not, but calling games on the radio is an art form, and it's to be able to do it in a really, really good way. I like baseball on the radio. I always like baseball on the radio, but football on the radio works too. I don't like hockey on the radio, and I'm not a huge basketball guy on the radio, although I do love Sean Grande doing calls on the radio for the Celtics. But yes, I'll listen to national
good
games.
Guys on the radio really do an unbelievable job. And then, so I had the game recorded anyway because Jess was going to be gone. So like I had to come home and watch the third quarter again because I listened to him describing it. And then I watched the rest of the game, and then I went back and watched the third quarter again. Because driving home, I really thought the Bills were going to win.
Yeah.
In the third quarter, like they took over the game. I thought they were going to win.
Yeah. So the refs. That's why they had to make their call. Refs had to get involved because you're right. Everybody watching the game went, "Oh shit!"
I ran a poll at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah,
I got like 250 something votes. 52% were on the Bills. I just said, "Who's going to win the game?" At the end of the third quarter. Sorry, Buffalo. It's a rough one.
Sucks. I mean, my favorite thing about today kind of comes into that because as a Patriot fan, like we've become so annoyed with the Chiefs for a variety of reasons. And I have my own personal reasons because I worked in Kansas City and everything else. But it is this stark reminder that the Bills are still the Bills. It's like I feel bad for Buffalo in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, I don't, because they had their shot. But like the rest of the AFC is getting better. Like you can see the Patriots and what they're building. You know what's coming with the Chargers. You know what's coming with the Broncos. You know that there are better teams that are going to be there. In Buffalo's window, you had 4 shots. Eventually, you're going to get moved out of the way. Like, favorite thing about today is kind of like, I hate to say it, Buffalo, but that's kind of it. Like, you had your shot, and now it's like, I don't know if anyone's really going to fear you. I don't know if you'll fear Josh Allen. Like, you can't win that big game. This was the year.
Well, they gotta have the game at home. I kept telling Jess, I'm like, all Kansas City did was only lose 1 game of meaning all season. The Bills only lost 3. I said, Jess, this was as good as it gets. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how fast the window closes, but damn, I really thought this was the year they were going to do it.
And I'm not saying the Patriots are going to be the Commanders, But the Patriots are doing very similar things to what the Commanders did. The Patriots coaching staff is going to be very good. Now you got to have players to be able to win.
Right.
But the coaching staff led and having the quarterback in Drake May, like they've got some really good coaches. They have really built. I mean, this is a fuck you staff. I mean, they are coming in and they're not going to go slow. Like they're coming in to win right now. And they're building this out quickly and we'll see what they do. But they've got the most money in free agency of any team. They have a top 5 pick and they're going to be able to wheel and deal and add players. And look, we'll see what happens. I mean, the AJ Brown conversation is getting louder and louder in New England, that they're going to go and take AJ Brown and put him in and build the offense around AJ Brown and give him a boatload of money to become, the number 1 target for the Patriots. So like the Buffalo Bills are going to have to suck this up and they're going to go, oh shit, like this is not good. We had our crack, we had our shot, and we couldn't get over the hump. He's never played in the Super Bowl. Like the fact that he's never, Josh Allen.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
People want to put all these people want to put quarterbacks. Oh, they're going to win 2 Super Bowls. They're going to win 3 Super Bowls. You'd be lucky to get to 1. It's really hard. It's really hard in general.
But Mahomes has been the stopgap. He's been the guy in the road that has caused all these different problems. And I feel like the window is closed for Buffalo. Like that's that's it. Like that's it. Sorry.
So. I don't think it is. I just felt bad.
That's it. I mean, to me, until maybe Josh Allen with a different team, Josh Allen may need to do it somebody else. But
Josh Allen isn't going anywhere. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm just saying. I don't know. I mean, it's one of those situations. You heard Tommy the Lip say that Josh Allen was the best player in football. I didn't believe it then. I don't believe it now. Josh Allen is a really good player. He can't do it by himself. Fine. But he played like shit in the first quarter. He was horrible in the first quarter. Should have thrown 2 picks in the first quarter. He was chucking the ball all over the place.
Yeah, well,
it's hyped up. So from a Patriot fan perspective, favorite thing about today is that order might get restored somewhat soon in the AFC East.
Relax.
We'll see. Watch what happens. Things turn
more
quick.
Games than the Jets.
How many games did the Commanders win last year?
Win more games than the Jets.
That ain't hard to do. It ain't hard to do. Win more games than the Jets. It's the Jets. It's the Patriots. It's rinse and repeat. I'm worried about the Dolphins and I'm worried about the Bills, obviously, but Jets aren't a team I've been worried about the Jets. I mean, Brady's making butt fumble jokes on the broadcast. It was tremendous. God, Kevin Burkhardt to crack up. I was like, all right, Tom, let's go. It's pretty good. How many tables did Tommy the Lip break during the game? It's a great question, Dave.
I didn't go down there. I was going to go like when she told me she was going with Kendall down to the show.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go see Tommy the Lip. I'm going to sit with all these Buffalo guys. Tommy Lorenzo was down there. It was going to be great. Patrick was going to be there. It's always fun to go to the book on, big day like that. And then the Chiefs had that drive and I'm like, I ain't going down there.
Nope.
I can't sit there and watch a funeral. I can't. I don't want. He's going to be so bummed out. I don't want to see it. And then he would have had that high of highs as they were coming back and they were winning. And I'm going to be sitting there the whole time going, they're going to lose, right?
Ask him if Josh Allen got to the 40-yard line or not. He's Dave. I'm Matt. We're back tomorrow for a Tuesday's Bostonian versus the Book.